You too. How's it going?
How's it going?
Very right, good. Good to see it.
Hey, all right.
Got your helper with you tonight, huh?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Looking for another victory. Gladiators, 6 minutes to showtime.
So we'll do the same thing as usual. We'll just go on air after national anthem.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good. Keep your head on the swivel. You're about to play some football.
Oh, they're having the coin toss already. Shoot. All right. A pleasant good evening to you from Chabot College in Hayward, California. Pleased to bring you this live broadcast of CCCAA football on NorCal Sports TV. Tonight we got a good matchup for you as the host Chabot College Gladiators are welcoming in the City College of San Francisco Rams. Rams coming in at 5-2 overall, 1-1 in Base 6 league play. Chabot, after an unexpected week off last week where they were supposed to play Santa Rosa Junior College, they come into this one at 4-2, 1-0 in Base 6 league play. Should be a very big game for league standing purposes as San Mateo is well ahead of the pack at 3-0, but Chabot trying to keep pace as, ironically, they will be playing San Mateo next week, so they are trying to keep pace from a league record standpoint. San Francisco trying to leapfrog them as well as they are trying to improve their league record to 2-1, and this should be a very exciting matchup. San Francisco coming in with one of the top defenses in the entire state of California, number 10 overall. In regards to scoring defense, actually number 9 specifically, allowing a shade under 16 points per game, and they really do very well, especially in pass defense, 9th overall in the state of California, allowing 156 pass yards per game. But with the way the coin toss went, Chabot won the toss. They have deferred, and so we will get our first look at the Rams offense tonight, and it should be a pretty good one as they do employ a very run-heavy attack. It's more of a running back by committee, so we're going to see a lot of different guys toting the rock tonight. For Chabot, they are going to be wearing their home blacks with the yellow numbers, the San Francisco Rams in their road whites with the red numbers, and the red pants with their red helmets. And for Chabot, of course, for their defense, it's headlined by cornerback Darrell Wells. He is tied for first in the entire state with 6 interceptions. So this is going to be very fascinating to see how this Rams offense is going to attack, especially with a standout corner such as Darrell Wells. Ready for the kickoff here tonight. Definitely feeling more like a fall evening here in Hayward. Chabot kicking off from our left to our right. It is Savan Edwards and Fatui Vaivai back to return this one. And it's a return right at the 5-yard line. And a good breakout here for City College of San Francisco. And this could be going all the way back the other way. Spin move at the 30, to the 20, to the 10, the 5, and it's a touchdown right out of the gate for City College of San Francisco. Roderick Gaskins Jr., the freshman receiver, but there is a flag at the 45-yard line. So as of right now, it's a 95-yard kick return for a touchdown, but this could be coming back pending the penalty flag. And we have officially marked it as a hold on City College of San Francisco. So wipe that kick return off the board for Gaskins Jr., but that still should be a good field position to start for this Rams offense, and we will get our first look at them. As mentioned earlier, this is more of a run-heavy attack, but they do have some weapons on the outside, and we're going to get our first look at them. And they will officially mark this one at the 36-yard line, so this is where the Rams offense will take over. When the Rams have the ball, you can expect any one of these 3 running backs to tote the rock. It's either going to be Anthony Hurd, Jamar Julian Jr., or Devontae Alim. Either one of these 3 have proven very effective at running the football, each of them averaging over 4 yards per carry. Ethan Bullock is the trigger man for this offense. He is a sophomore quarterback from Orlando, Florida. Opening snap, it's going to be a handoff off to the right side. That is the aforementioned Devontae Alim getting to the 40-yard line in between the hashes. Mark him down at the 42-yard line for a gain of 6. So a good start there for Alim from Doherty Valley High School, just up the road here from Hayward. So gain of 6 turns it into 2nd and 4 for the Rams. San Francisco lining up with a 4 wide receiver set. Bullock in the shotgun. Move the receiver in motion. And that is a running back. That's Anthony Hurd going from right to left, and he's got a first down and then some to the 30, forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Jakazi Duro sort of doing a toss out of bounds there to the 25, but San Francisco already in Chabot territory, but we do have another flag on that play. It is at the 47-yard line, I want to say, in Chabot territory, and this is going against San Francisco. So it is a hold against San Francisco. They mark the ball back in their own side of the field at the 46-yard line. That's the 44-yard line, correction. So it's now a 2nd and 2 for San Francisco. 2 running backs in this formation right behind Bullock. They will send Hurd in motion from left to right. And the handoff is going again to Aleem. Bounces off a Chabot defender. Gets inside the 45-yard line to the 47. As Dureau had to leap over him to try to avoid any injury. But Aleem does get the first down yardage, so they will move the chains. It's now a 1st and 10 for San Francisco at their own 47. 3 runs in a row to get things started here for San Francisco. They go right back to the line of scrimmage. Dureau moving Hurd in motion. And it's a screen pass to Hurd to the flat. And it's into Chabot territory as he is dragged down, is tackled to the 45-yard line. That is Tyrone Simmons Jr. Towards the far hash mark, making the tackle. Mark him down at the 46. So first completion of the night for Bullock as he finds Hurd on the screen pass. And they go right back to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide to Bullock's left on this opening drive here for San Francisco. Hurd moving around in the backfield. This is more of a pistol setup right here. Handoff once again to Aleem to the right side. First down yardage and then some. Powering through a couple of Chabot defenders, and he gets inside the 40-yard line to the 36 in front of his sideline. So Damonte Aleem is the headliner on this drive here, and he looks very good running the ball in this opening drive. 1st and 10 once again for San Francisco in Chabot territory. At the 37-yard line here, Bullock is getting everything set up. 4 wide receivers on this formation. Bullock with the snap. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to use his legs to get some yardage inside the 30-yard line. Goes out of bounds toward the San Francisco sideline. May have enough for a first down, and it appears they're going to give it to him there. So Ethan Bullock getting things done with his legs after completing a pass to Anthony Hurd for his first completion. It's now 1st and 10 at the Chabot 27. Good start here for San Francisco. 4 wide receivers out in this formation. Gaskins, who took that opening kickoff to the end zone, but it was called back. He's in the slot to the left here. They move Aleem in motion from left to right. Once again, a shotgun formation here. Bullock takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket and cannot escape. It is a sack, and that is Jeremiah Famore, who comes up in celebration as he brings down the sophomore quarterback from Florida. And they will put them back to the Chabot 31-yard line. A big sack there for the starting defensive tackle for Chabot. Got a change up in some personnel as Famore will head to the sideline. 2nd and 14 now for San Francisco at the Chabot 31-yard line. 4 wide receivers out in this formation. Aleem still in the backfield for San Francisco. Screen pass is going to be complete. That's Ezra Grace, the freshman receiver. To the 26-yard line he goes before he is tackled by Chabot's Marlon Torrance, one of the starting corners. And they mark the ball at the 25-yard line from what we can tell. So this is a bit of a 3rd down and a little longer distance than San Francisco might like. They do have to get to the 22-yard line for a first down, though. Actually, 18-yard line, beg your pardon. 3rd and 8 here for San Francisco. At the Chabot 25-yard line. Chabot showing some pressure here. And it's a pass batted away by Ty Wynn, the starting strong safety. And so that's an incompletion. And so a big 3rd down stop there for the Chabot defense. And now turns it into 4th and 8 from the Chabot 25-yard line. It appears that the offense is going to stay on the field. So early test here for the Chabot defense, and a San Francisco drive that looked very promising has seemed to have stalled right here at the Chabot 25. 4th and 8, 3 wide receivers out on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, rolls to his right, continues to looks for his receiver. It's maybe just short of the marker. Gaskins did make the catch. And based on the spot, it looks like he did not get enough. And it's a turnover on downs. Gaskins ran his route a little short of the first down marker. And so a good start for the Chabot Gladiators defense as they turn the ball over on downs. And their offense will get their first crack at things tonight. And so Chabot has the ball now for the first time tonight. We'll get a first look at their offense here. Led, of course, by sophomore quarterback Chase Akaka, one of the top quarterbacks in the state. In fact, for passing yards, he is number 17 in all of California. Akaka in the shotgun, empty backfield, rolls to his right. Going to look this one down the near sideline, and it is incomplete. Jaquari Godfrey, the starting corner, tried to make a play on that one, but it was well out of bounds by then. So an incompletion to get things started for Chabot. It's now 2nd and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Chabot playing some very good football on a 3-game win streak, trying to run it up to 4. They have a very tough task right in front of them with City College of San Francisco. 10:34 left here in the first quarter. We are scoreless. This is Chabot's opening drive. Setting up in a pistol here, and the handoff goes to Veimau. Trying to run up the gut on the San Francisco defense, and not a whole lot there. And it looks to be 1 yard on that play. Tackle made by defensive tackle Franklin Banks, the freshman. And so that is a 1 yard gain, makes it 3rd and 9 for Chabot as they go right back to the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receivers in this formation. Rashard Washington is out wide to the right. Chris Washington, one of the running backs, is in the slot to Akaka's right as well. Keep an eye on Gennaro Crankfield. He is the top receiver for Chabot's offense, 450 yards heading into tonight. 3rd and 9, Akaka takes the snap, feels the pressure, goes to his left, tries to evade the pressure, gets a few yards, but not quite enough, and that was great pursuit by Avery Burt, the freshman defensive end. Tackled him just short of the 28-yard line, which is where Akaka needed to go. And because of that, they are short a couple of yards for that first down marker, and out comes the punt team. This is going to be a big challenge here for this Chabot offensive line. This San Francisco defense really does get after the quarterback. In fact, they had 8 sacks last week against Diablo Valley College, so yeah, quite a bit of success against a fellow Base 6 league opponent. So it's now 4th and 2. Akaka, who is also the starting punter, is back to send this one away, and it's Trenton Holloway, the starting safety for San Francisco. He's back to return this one, setting up shop at the 39-yard line the other side. Coming up on 9 minutes left here. Akaka is going to roll to his right. Looked like he was going to fake it for a second, and Holloway waves this off. A good Chabot bounce. And it's going to stop rolling at the 26-yard line, and so that is where the San Francisco offense will take over from here. And so a 3 and out on the opening drive here for the Chabot offense. And so out comes the San Francisco offense at their own 26-yard line. Second possession of this first quarter. We are scoreless here with 8:48 left here in the first quarter. 2 backs in the backfield with Bullock. They send Hurd in motion. And handoff once again across the left hash inside the 30-yard line. Into the 31, and that was the first carry for Jamar Julian Jr. Crossing the bridge to continue his football career after being a standout at McClymonds High School in Oakland. 5-yard gain there, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bullock on the designed run, gets to the 40-yard line. More than enough for a first down. Tripped up by Simmons Jr. in the open field as Bullock gets to the 47. So 16-yard scamper on that designed run by Ethan Bullock, and San Francisco once again moving the chains here on the ground. Going right back to the line of scrimmage here. 1st and 10 at their own 47 for San Francisco. Hurd in motion. Hand off to Julian once again to the 50 and gets into Chabot territory to the 47. And there was a tackle there by Nick Vaimoana. Starting defensive end for Chabot. Now it's 2nd and 4 from the Chabot 47-yard line. And we have flags coming in right along the snap. There looked to be some movement on the line of scrimmage. And they get San Francisco for a false start. So back them up 5 yards. This now becomes 2nd and 9 for San Francisco. Three wide receivers set here for San Francisco. Bullock takes the snap. It's going to be a fake to Julian as Bullock takes it around the near sideline and rolls out of bounds inside the 45-yard line in front of the Chabot sideline there. They'll officially mark him out at the 43-yard line. And he looks to be, and they're going to give him the first down, so they do grant him forward progress. And so 1st and 10 once again for San Francisco. They're now at the Chabot 43-yard line. Coming up on 7 minutes left here in this first quarter. Looking very similar to their opening drive, except when it stalled at the 25. So San Francisco trying to get on the board first here. Hurd in motion. And they're going to give it to him right around the right side. And a good run there by Anthony Hurd, the freshman running back, to the 34-yard line. More than enough for another first down here for San Francisco. Actually, they're going to be about a yard short there, but good gain either way there by Hurd. And so now it becomes 2nd and 1 for San Francisco. Now setting up at the Chabot 34-yard line. Gaskins in the slot to Bullock's left. And they do move Julian around in the backfield just a bit. Bullock takes the snap, drops back, looking downfield. Steps away from the pressure, and it is complete to his receiver. That's going to be more than enough for another first down. A flag comes in towards the end of the play inside the 25-yard line. That's Kendon Robinson Jr., the sophomore receiver, towards the San Francisco sideline. So as of right now, that is a first down, but we did see a flag come in at the end, right as Robinson was trying to juke away from a couple of Chabot defenders. So Robinson out of bounds at the 22-yard line. There's a personal foul, a face mask against Chabot, so they're going to tack that on at the end of the run. And that should put San Francisco well into Chabot's red zone for the first time tonight. Better progress as opposed to their opening drive when they stalled out at the 25-yard line of Chabot. So this now becomes 1st and 10 from the Chabot 11-yard line. Coming up on 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. San Francisco trying to get on the board first here in this Base 6 league matchup. Two backs in the backfield. Bullock in the shotgun. Grace in the slot to the left here. They send Julian in motion. It's a designed run. Here is Bullock going to the right side inside the 10-yard line. Going towards the far hash mark, it looks like Darrell Wells combined with Chris Bacos on the tackle to the 6-yard line. So 5-yard gain there for Bullock. It now becomes 2nd and 5. You do have to get to the 1-yard line for a first down, but for all intents and purposes, you can treat this as a goal-to-go situation. Here's Bullock in the shotgun. Two wide receivers to his left. Handoff to Julian, jumps over the line of scrimmage, and he's into the end zone. It's a touchdown for City College of San Francisco. Jarmar Julian from 6 yards out puts the Rams on the board. It's 6-0 here in the first quarter. And so the point after will be attempted by sophomore kicker Dominic Seuss. Travis Benham, the punter, will serve as the holder. Here's the snap. The kick from the left-footed kicker is on the way. It is through the uprights. And with 5:10 left here in the first quarter, San Francisco has jumped out to an early 7-0 lead. This broadcast of Chabot football is brought to you in part by Chabot College Athletics, Go Gladiators. By American Asphalt, taking care of business. FitPro GO, who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. Meeting Rooms on Demand, the affordable alternative to hotel meeting rooms. Locations in Arizona, California, and Nevada. Go to www.meetingroomsondemand.com for more details. And by NorCal Summer Basketball Camp. Overnight week-long basketball camp for boys and girls coming summer 2020 to Sonora, California. Go to www.norcalsportstv.com/camp for more details. .5:10 left here in the first quarter. San Francisco out to an early 7-0 lead over Chabot. An 8-play, 74-yard drive capped off by a 6-yard touchdown run by Jamar Julian Jr. And so now we await the Chabot offense to see how they will respond. Seuss ready to kick this one away. He skies this one. It's a bit of a shallow kick. And it is Wells with the return at the 9-yard line. Spins away from a couple of San Francisco players. A flag comes in. Right behind him, inside the 15-yard line to the 16. They mark him down at the 33-yard line, but we will await to see what the penalty is. And it is a clipping penalty on Chabot, so that will send the end point of that return from Wells back a few yards. And so what looked to be good field position for Chabot is going to prove to be otherwise. They will start at their own 10-yard line here for the second possession of the game. First and 10 here for Chabot. Akaka back in the pistol. Isaiah Nehemiah McGlown is in the backfield with him. 4 wide receivers in this formation. And the handoff will go to McGlown. Bursts right up the middle. Good hard run there by McGlown as he gets to the 18-yard line. An 8-yard burst there by the sophomore running back. Chabot going right back to the line of scrimmage here. 2nd and 2 from their own 18-yard line. Same formation, same personnel. Handoff goes to McGlown. Again, tries to fight his way through that middle of that defense. Not a whole lot going on there as he probably got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard of forward progress of that. And they're going to credit Frederick Tompkins and Tadarius Patterson with the tackle. 3rd and 1 now for Chabot from their own 19-yard line. Tadarius Patterson, the team leader in sacks with 8.5. Here is the snap to Akaka over the middle. Crankfield had watched it go right through his hands on the slant route. If he caught that, he would have had plenty of yardage for a first down and then some. Trenton Holloway was the nearest one to Crankfield, and that was at least by a few yards. So a bit of a mental lapse there for the leading receiver for Chabot, and that's going to send the punt unit out once again. Clock stops at 4:01, and Akaka is back to punt this one away. The aforementioned Trenton Holloway is back to return this one for San Francisco. Here's the snap. It's a bit high, but Akaka is able to corral that one. He sends it away. Holloway with the fair catch. And it's going to be at the 42-yard line for San Francisco. And so now they have a chance to really stretch this out here in this first quarter. 3:54 left. And San Francisco has a chance to make this a 2-score game with a 7-0 edge that they have already. Great field position here to start for San Francisco. Having a lot of success on the ground early on. Pose quite a bit of a challenge here for the Chabot defense. 1st and 10 here at their own 42, setting up on the right hash mark. And a handoff, and it's going to be sniffed out big time there. Chris Afe Alaivanu shot through the line of scrimmage, and he promptly introduced himself to Aleem and tosses him back quite a few yards. Back inside the 40-yard line, and they'll mark him down at the 38. So a significant loss there for San Francisco, a loss of 4. Now it's 2nd and 14 on that tackle for loss by Afe Alaivanu. We have a whistle before the ball is snapped. And Chabot will call a timeout, their first of this half. 3:21 left to go here in the first quarter, with San Francisco leading 7-0. We talked about how this defensive front was going to pose a lot of problems for Chabot's offense. But really right now, when you see what's going on with the San Francisco offense, they are really taking control of this game here in the first quarter. From my count here, from the first 2 possessions, they've only thrown the ball 5 times. But when you have a running back by committee that San Francisco has, and each one of these guys is proven very effective at running the football, just to give you an idea, Anthony Hurd, one of their starting running backs, actually from nearby Sacred Heart Cathedral High School in San Francisco. He averages 4.6 yards a carry. Jamar Julian, as we mentioned, coming across the bridge from Oakland, averages 5.9 yards a carry, and he's the team's leading rusher at 390 yards. And then you have Demonte Aleem, who is at 6.1 yards a carry. So either one of these guys really gives you a different dynamic with that running offense, and San Francisco has been really utilizing all 3 very nicely. Back to action here, 2nd and 14 from their own 38-yard line. 3 wide receivers in this formation. Aleem in the backfield there with Bullock. Bullock takes the snap. He rolls to his right, looking downfield. He's got his receiver, and it's the tight end, Demetrius Gutu, going into Chabot territory. They look to have enough for the first down. They are going to move the chains. So a good designed rollout there for San Francisco, and a good athletic throw by Bullock to find his tight end, Demetrius Gutu. 1st and 10 now from the Chabot 48-yard line. 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. San Francisco looking to make this potentially a 2-score game right before the end of the quarter. Been looking very sharp on offense so far, especially in the run game. Pistol formation here, Aleem in the backfield. And they do give it to Aleem, going to the right side, and he slips through that Chabot defense. More than enough for a first down. And look at it, push the pile of Chabot defenders to the 30-yard line. Demonte Aleem doing some grown man work. Right in front of the San Francisco sideline, you could probably see some of the players were getting hyped up. 18-yard run, but that was some very tough 18 yards there by Aleem. 1st and 10 as San Francisco goes deeper into Chabot territory. They're at the 30-yard line. 2:20 to go here in this first quarter. 3 wide receivers out. They send Hurd in motion. Once again, the handoff to Aleem. Tries to bounce off a Chabot defender, and not a whole lot there. He was met by a whole crew of Chabot defenders. That was Kiahi, who is sticking his helmet right in there, along with the rest of these Chabot defenders. So 2-yard run there by Aleem, and he's going to get a breather at the San Francisco sideline. 2nd and 8 now from the Chabot 28-yard line. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's left. He's in the shotgun. Takes the zone read. He's going to take it himself to the right side and cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. Naomi Politani on the pursuit there from the linebacker position. You can credit him for a sack on that one. And that is a 4-yard loss there on that run play. So it's now 3rd and 12 for San Francisco at the Chabot 32. 1:16 to go here in the first quarter. Bullock with the empty backfield. And flags all over the place. Some more early movement there probably for San Francisco, and they do flag him for a false start. So So now a 3rd and 12 becomes 3rd and 17 from the Chabot 37. A bit of a disconcerting start here for the Chabot defense. They've been having a very hard time stopping the run in this early going. 3rd and 17 now. 3 wide receivers out in this formation. Ezra Grace is in the slot to the left. A bit of motion there by the Chabot defense. Underneath route, and that is in and out of the hands of Kendon Robinson Jr. Politani there on the coverage. And it looked to be Ty Wynn who was trying to snag that one out of the air after it squirted through Robinson's hands, but it's an incompletion either way. And so it's now 4th and 17. Clock stops at 45 seconds to go here in this first quarter. And so a bit of a decision here for head coach Jimmy Collins in his 5th year at the helm of this San Francisco program. Before then, he was actually the quarterback coach here before inheriting the full-time head coach role. Offense remains on the field, so they will go for it here on this 4th and very long 17. 4 wide receivers out, and actually it's going to be Bullock who will pooch punt it. And good coverage there by San Francisco as Chabot is going to be backed up very deep in their own territory as they spot it at the 2-yard line, and that is where Chabot takes over. So Chabot's got a ways to go here if they want to tie this thing up. 38 seconds to go. A little bit of a surprise there as Bullock stayed out there. It looked like they were going to go for it, as Travis Benham is the normal punter for San Francisco, but they decide to have Bullock out there to pooch kick it away. And they've definitely reversed the field on Chabot. 1st and 10 now for the Gladiators at their own 2-yard line. Famau is in the backfield with Akaka in this pistol formation. And the handoff does go to Famau, trying to give Chabot at least a little bit of breathing room. He runs to the left side. And they give him about 2 yards on that play there. Yeah, it's actually going to be about 1 yard on that one. So now becomes 2nd and 9, 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And it appears that they are just going to run this clock out and try to get things going here in the second quarter instead. So after 1, San Francisco with an early 7-0 lead after a touchdown on their second drive of the quarter. But for Chabot, they've got a little bit of work to do here on the defensive side of things. Their offenses seem to be sputtering along a little bit. 2 3-and-outs. Let's see if they can change anything here. We'll bring you the second quarter of action from Hayward, California, here on NorCal Sports TV in just a couple moments. Second quarter of action here in Hayward, California. Chabot's offense trying to get things going here. 2nd and 9 from their own 3-yard line here. It's a handoff to Famau. It's actually going to be a fake. It's going to be Akaka who takes it, and he's got enough there for a first down. Pulls his way over the 30-yard line, and what a big run by sophomore quarterback Chase Akaka, bringing Chabot's offense a big, big jolt of life. And that little run there right at the end, bowling over a San Francisco defender, that has got to go on a highlight reel for sure as he gets it all the way to the 43-yard line. 40-yard run there by Chase Akaka. So much better start here. It's the first down for Chabot's offense. Hand off to Vaymau to the left side, and not much doing there, going up against that very tough San Francisco front seven. Frederick Tompkins, the freshman linebacker, with the tackle on that play. And Tompkins, really a standout performer for this Rams team. 57 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, a couple of sacks. He's got a fumble recovery. He's got an interception. Really, he's doing it all. No gain on that run by Vaymau. 2nd and 10 for Chabot at their own 43. Akaka with the snap. Rolls to his right, looking downfield, and picked off at the other side by San Francisco. A turnover on this one. That is Ronald Harch III reading the route from Akaka, and he gets the big turnover for San Francisco. And a bad misread there by Akaka. And now San Francisco has a short field to work with. 1st and 10, well into Chabot territory at the 18-yard line. Well, Ronald Harch III undercut that route as Akaka was looking downfield. And now San Francisco has the ball 1st and 10 at the Chabot 21-yard line. So a very short field to work with, and so a big opportunity here for San Francisco to make this a 2-score game. Pretty deflating after that big 40-yard run by Akaka to get this offense going in the right direction. Bullock back out there. 3 wide receivers out there on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, looks to his right. It's a completion to his receiver, Grace, at the near sideline. Dureau twists him out of bounds to the 12-yard line. Looks to be just shy of a 1st down. So it's the Chabot 12-yard line here. 2nd and 1 for San Francisco. A 9-yard completion for Bullock. 2nd and 1 now as San Francisco is in their 2nd trip inside the Chabot red zone. And the handoff to Julian inside the 10-yard line, going right up the gut of the Chabot front 7. It's enough for a 1st down as he gets to the 7-yard line. 5-yard gain there for Julian. And now it becomes 1st and goal for San Francisco at the Chabot 7-yard line. Julian had the first touchdown of the night from 6 yards out. And now it is Aleem who is in there for San Francisco in the backfield. Aleem takes the handout, tries to get to the edge to the outside to the left, cuts back inside. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. DeMonte Aleem from 7 yards out. He's now made this a 2-score game. It's 13-0, San Francisco. So Dominic Seuss is out there for the extra point. 13-0 for San Francisco. The kick is away, and it is good. And so 13:06 left in the 2nd quarter. San Francisco takes advantage of the interception from Ronald Harch III. They turn it into points. It's now 14-0 San Francisco over Chabot. And here is the replay of that interception by Harch. It was a good read by Harch to undercut the route as he was really watching Akaka's eyes the whole way on that one. And as a result, here is the trip inside the red zone. There is Aleem with a nice jump cut, trying to get to the outside edge on the left, but instead cuts it back inside. Well read there by DeMonte Aleem to hit pay dirt for that run on his own. And so Chabot's got a little bit of work to do here. Crankfield and Wells back to return this kick from the leg of Dominic Seuss. I have to tell you, not a whole lot encouraging here on the Chabot offense in the early going. 2 3-and-outs and then the interception by Akaka. So going to be very curious to see what kind of adjustments are made. Seuss with the kick. Wells tracking it down to the 2-yard line, and he's going to bring this one out in front of the Chabot sideline. Gets to the 20, and is wrapped up almost promptly by that San Francisco special teams unit. So Chabot's offense takes over at their own 20-yard line. Really, the big play that's come out of Chabot's offense was that 40-yard run by Akaka, but outside of that, not a whole lot has happened for this Gladiator offense. They got a bit of an unexpected week off last week as their scheduled game with Santa Rosa Junior College was postponed, understandably because of the Kincaid fire that's going on in Sonoma County. 1st and 10 now for Chabot. Akaka in the pistol. McGlown with the carry. Goes right up the middle, right along the left hash mark there as we're going from right to left. And McGlown gets 2 yards on that run. The tackle was made by Brian Thompson Jr., the starting strong safety. And so a 2-yard gain for McGlown, who's in the backfield there with Akaka. It's now 2nd and 8. Tanner Wright is out to the left here on this formation. Crankfield is out wide to the right, and they're going to send Wright in motion. Kyrie Harris at tight end in this formation here on this pistol. Akaka, play action, sets back, looks downfield, has to step up in the pocket and nowhere to go for Akaka. Gets back to the 20-yard line as he's dropped for a couple of yards lost on that play. Tompkins met him right there at the original line of scrimmage there. And so it still becomes a 3rd and long for Chabot. Turns into a 1-yard loss. It's now 3rd and 9. Very disjointed start here for the Chabot offense. 4 wide receivers out here. McGlown in the backfield in the shotgun. And we have a whistle. A timeout on the field has been called. And timeout called by San Francisco. So they've used their first timeout of the half. So 2 timeouts remaining for each side. 11:36 left here in the first half. San Francisco out to a 14-0 lead over Chabot. This broadcast of Chabot football is brought to you in part by Chabot College Athletics. Go Gladiators. American Asphalt, taking care of business. FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. Meeting Rooms on Demand, the affordable alternative to hotel meeting rooms, locations in Arizona, California, and Nevada. Go to www.meetingroomsondemand.com for more details. And by NorCal Summer Basketball Camp, overnight week-long basketball camp for boys and girls. Coming summer 2020 to Sonora, California. Go to www.norcalsportstv.com/camp for more details. 11:36 left to go here in the first half. San Francisco out to a 14-0 lead over Chabot. Thanks largely in part to San Francisco's very effective ground game. And of course, they have taken advantage of the turnover battle here. An interception by Ronald Harge III, setting up a short field for San Francisco to take advantage. It's a 14-0 deficit here for Chabot. They're trying to cut into this one at least before halftime. Here is Akaka in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers out. Play action. Looks down the field and is out of the hands and intercepted by San Francisco. They're going to take this one the other way. A pick 6 touchdown there for San Francisco. However, a flag is on the field. Right in between the hashes there. That is Timote Finau with the pick 6 as it went right out of the hands of the Chabot receiver. But we got to wait to see what the flag is. And so the Chabot defense is taking the field, so it appears that the foul might be against San Francisco. So it looks like the interception will stand, but the return is going to get wiped out.
I think you'll only get a 2-yard return because it looks like the flag's on the 30.
So second interception thrown by Akaka. It is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on San Francisco. So this will be a first down. So the pick 6 gets wiped off the board, at least the touchdown part of it, but the interception still stands. So Bit of rough luck here for the Chabot offense as San Francisco now takes over at the Chabot 45-yard line. So Akaka's second interception, not entirely his fault. The throw was on line, but receiver took a very big hit and the ball popped out of his hands, and good awareness there by Finau to get the interception. And so now San Francisco takes over. That is Alim who had the touchdown to cap off the last drive as he gets things started here for San Francisco. A 2-yard run to the right side. And the tackle made by Freddie Davis, the freshman nose tackle, to stop Alim in his tracks. A 2-yard gain makes it 2nd and 8 for San Francisco. So coming up on 11 minutes left here in the first half. 4 wide receivers out in this formation here. Alim in the backfield with Bullock. That run game has been very effective so far for San Francisco, and they're looking to make this a 3-score game before halftime. Alim with the handoff on 2nd and 8. Cuts back up the middle, first down, and then some. Breaking away from the tackle from Wynn. A stiff arm on Torrance, and he gets to the 10, out of bounds at the far sideline. And how about DeMonte Alim putting in some work as well? He has been a big factor for the San Francisco running attack, and he gets it into the Chabot red zone once again. 1st and goal for San Francisco at the Chabot 9-yard line. Naomi Politani was there on the tackle at the far sideline as Chabot trying to mix up their personnel a little bit on defense. 1st and goal from the 9. Alim with the handoff. Going to the left side of the line there, and is met by Bakos there at the left hash mark there. It's a 2-yard gain there by Alim, so it's now 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. Alim is still in the backfield. Already has 1 touchdown on the night. Here is Bullock in the pistol. Drops back, looks to his right, floats it into the end zone, looking for Grace there on the near pylon. It's incomplete. That was Torrance there on the coverage, so the clock stops at 9:41. A 3rd and goal coming up for San Francisco at the Chabot 7-yard line. And San Francisco doing a lot of this without their top receiver, sophomore Christian Willis. 398 yards and 7 touchdowns for the sophomore receiver. Haven't seen him on the field tonight. But right now, with the way San Francisco is running the football, it may not be necessary. 3rd and goal, they send Gaskins in motion. Bullock on the rollout from the snap. Looks to the end zone, trying to find somebody open, and he's just going to throw this one away. Good coverage there by Chabot. Now forces it to be a 4th and goal from the Chabot 7-yard line. And so now the field goal unit takes the field here for San Francisco. So Dominic Seuss will try to add some points to this advantage here for San Francisco. This looks to be a 24-yard attempt from the left hash mark for the left-footed kicker. 24-yard attempt for Seuss. 4 for 7 on field goals on the season, as long as from 40 yards out. The kick is up. It's high enough. It's long enough. And it is good enough. And so that field goal goes through from 24 yards out for Dominic Seuss. 9:30 left to go here in the first half, and San Francisco now has a 17-0 lead, but you have to think that they're a little disappointed with how that possession ended because they were so close to the end zone. So you have to think that maybe they feel like they left some points on the field. So that now makes it 10 points off turnovers for City College of San Francisco. 2 interceptions thrown by Akaka have led to 10 points here for San Francisco. But for Chabot, it has been one of the more disjointed first halves of offense that we've seen so far. One of the big reasons why it's been a little bit of a surprise is primarily because over the course of this 3-game win streak, one thing that they have really done very well is running the football. But right now, the running game for Chabot is almost non-existent. Just to give you an idea, just over the last 3 wins that they've had, they've totaled 688 rushing yards. And more specifically, what makes it more impressive is that they had close to 7 yards a carry against Diablo Valley College a couple weeks ago. Against West Hills Coalinga, they had 5.5 yards per carry. And against Siskiyou, they had a shade under 5 yards a carry. So the run game right now for Chabot is essentially missing in action. Here is Seuss lining up the kick. Sends this one away. Crankfield tracks it down at the 5-yard line, and he's going to watch it go out of bounds. That will prompt a penalty flag. So Chabot's offense may have caught a break there with that kickoff sailing out of bounds. So an illegal procedure penalty on San Francisco. So it gives Chabot a little bit of an extra boost here from a field position standpoint. So we're at 9:30 left here in this first half. Chabot really trying to keep San Francisco within its sights right now as they made this a 3-score game with that field goal by Seuss. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, 10 points off of turnovers for San Francisco is really the big story so far. And the ball is placed at the 25-yard line, and that is where Chabot's offense will take the field. Four wide receivers out here for Chabot. Vaymau in the backfield with Akaka. Trying to get something going here, and they will go to Vaymau. A good run there by Vaymau. Gets inside the 30-yard line across the left hash. Gets to the 34-yard line. So actually they're going to give him forward progress to the 35, so a first down for Chabot. 10-yard run there by Vaymau following the left side of the line. They now send Washington in motion, and they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep, and not much there. And good pursuit there on that tackle by Dino Kahahuleo. As he dragged down Chris Washington coming across the field on that jet sweep. Ends up being a 1-yard gain for Chabot. It's now 2nd and 9 at their own 36. 8:50 left to go here as Chabot trying anything and everything to get some points on the board here. Got some movement a little bit on the defensive line, but no flags are thrown, so we still await the snap. 6 seconds left on the play clock as they are still moving these chess pieces around here for Chabot. Akaka takes the snap. And it's a handoff to Vaymau. A flag comes in from the backfield as Vaymau gets back to the 35-yard line, but flag coming in from the back judge. We have to wait and see what the flag is. Our officials are discussing this right now. It appears the penalty might be against Chabot because our referee is going to the San Francisco sideline, talking to them a little bit more extensively. And it's a legal block on Chabot, which is declined. So with that decline of the penalty there, it's now become 3rd and 10, a 1-yard loss for Vaymau. And pretty much right back to where they started here for Chabot. 3rd and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 8:19 to go here in the first half. Akaka with the pump fake. And it's Crankfield gets the pass on the screen. Gets to the 40. Dives forward to the 44. Not quite enough for the first down. As Crankfield tried to dive forward, he saw where the first down marker was and still ended up a yard short. So it's at the 44-yard line for Chabot, and the offense does stay on the field, so they will be going for it here. They need some type of spark to stay in this game here. 7:47 to go here in the first half. Akaka looking for the snap. He has it. Drops back. Looking deep for this one. Looking for Riggins. And he cannot complete it. Riggins was doing a little bit of hand fighting there with Jaquari Godfrey, the sophomore corner, and it's a turnover on downs for Chabot. And out come the San Francisco offense once again after a big win for their defense. And so the turnover on downs puts San Francisco at the Chabot 44-yard line, 7:37 to go here in this first half, and they really have a chance to blow this one open here in the first half. Bullock in the shotgun. Aleem takes the handoff, going around left tackle. And look at Aleem just bully his way forward to the 40-yard line, and he still gets out of there, and it doesn't even look like that's Aleem with the ball. And it looked to be a fumble there, and that was Robinson Jr. who picked it up. So a little bit of confusion there as it looked like Aleem was down, but emerging from the pile, you saw Kendon Robinson Jr. sprinting his way to the end zone.
Yes, they're calling it a fumble.
So it was a fumble by Aleem, but Robinson picked it up. He must have stepped out of bounds because San Francisco does keep it. It is a first down, and Robinson stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So that was Jeremiah Famore who caused the fumble, but goes right back into the hands of San Francisco. And it's actually first and goal from the 10-yard line. So San Francisco catching a lot of breaks here so far. Bullock with the snap. Goes right back to Aleem. Tries to stretch it out to the right side. And nice tackle there by Wynn at the 10-yard line. Not much doing there for Aleem on that run. So now becomes second and goal from the 10. It just turned out to be that type of night for San Francisco. Even when Chabot gets something positive, San Francisco still catches a break. Coming up on 6.5 minutes left here in the first half. San Francisco threatening to make this a 3+ score game here. They currently lead 17-0. Really want to blow this one open before halftime. Bullock takes the snap. Looks over the middle. It's a completion to Gaskins, and it's a touchdown as Gaskins blows right through the Chabot defender. A 10-yard touchdown from Bullock to Gaskins Jr., and San Francisco has blown this one wide open, 23-0 over Chabot. So a 3-play, 44-yard drive there. The snap is a bit low. They're able to corral that one. Seuss boots the extra point through the uprights. And so Chabot has dug themselves a lot deeper hole than they probably would have liked. 6:14 left to go in this one. 24-0 San Francisco. Here's a replay of that touchdown run. Touchdown throw, rather. Bullock setting it up. And Gaskins was corralled there for a moment, but kept those legs moving, broke the tackle, and got his way into the end zone. And so that's actually Gaskins Jr.'s second touchdown of the season. Coming up a ways from Salinas, California. So 6:14 left to go, and a lot of the air has been let out of the Chabot sidelines right now, as not a whole lot has gone right for the Gladiators so far. Pretty deflating after the great football they played over the last few weeks. As I mentioned earlier, they're on a 3-game win streak here, but going up against a very tough test with this San Francisco defense, which overall they are 9th in scoring defense, but also 12th in total yards allowed in the entire state of California, and they are proving why with this performance here in the first half. Seuss with the kick. It is a bit of a high rainbow kick, but it goes into the end zone. Crankfield will field it, but take a knee in there for a touchback. And so Chabot with 6:14 left here in this first half. Trying to find some type of spark of life here for this offense, which has looked a little bit flat here in the early going. While we have a moment, we'll let you know who our officiating crew is. Our referee is Brian Michelson. Our umpire is Dave Preciado. Line judge is Rick Nelson. Head linesman is Lance Knoll. Side judge is Andrew Nelson. Field judge is Nick Stoll. And our back judge is Dave Velleman. 1st and 10 here for Chabot from their own 25-yard line. Trying to get at least some points on the board before halftime before this really gets out of hand. Washington in motion. Akaka with the play action. Looking deep for Tanner Wright. He's got his man beat. Bang at the 30. Tanner Wright into the 10-yard line and is tackled at the 3-yard line. And you wanted a big play from Chabot. There it is right there. The Akaka to Wright connection. Call it the Aloha Express if you will. But that worked wonders for Chabot. Big play there by Chabot getting to the 3-yard line of San Francisco, and finally they have a big opportunity to drop that goose egg from the board. Good read there by Akaka, and Wright had his coverage beat by at least a couple of steps. And we're going to have a timeout called on the field. It looks like Chabot wanted that one. And that is the second timeout used by Chabot. They do have one remaining, but a big play and finally something for these Chabot fans to cheer about. And let's take a look at how that play was developed here. Here you can see Washington going in motion from right to left. Fakes the jet sweep. Saw somebody looking into the backfield just a little bit, and that was Trenton Holloway, who was beat on the coverage there, and he had to redeem himself by making the tackle. But great route there by Tanner Wright to blow right through that coverage. And I think Holloway was caught looking into the backfield a little bit. He lost track of Wright, and Wright had him beat by a couple of steps. So finally, a bit of a sign of life here for this Chabot offense. They've been looking for something, anything, to get back into this game, and their chance is right now. First trip into the San Francisco red zone all night. Here is Akaka under center. McGlown with the carry. Tries to spin away from a San Francisco defender and cannot do so. And tackle was made there by Aslan Zetterberg and Folaasa Aitu Tofi. And it's a 2-yard loss there for McGlown on the carry. So now becomes 2nd and goal for Chabot at the San Francisco 5-yard line. Coming up on 5 minutes left here in this first half. Akaka under center, a full house formation. Crankfield out wide to the left. Play action. Akaka rolls to his right. Looking toward the back of the end zone, and it is incomplete. Looking for a Crankfield in the back of the end zone. That was Godfrey, the sophomore corner, on the coverage. And I see a penalty flag in the end zone, and it's going to be a penalty against Chabot. So back them up 5 yards. It's now 2nd and 10, 2nd and goal from the 10. So probably was a false start penalty there. Here is Akaka taking the snap. Rolls to his right. Tries to find a way. Tries to dive for the pylon. He is out of bounds, but gets back inside the 5-yard line there. And so it now becomes 3rd and goal. And it's a 6-yard run there by Akaka going to his right. So 3rd and goal from the San Francisco 4. He tried to dive for the pylon, but was a few yards short of that. Now coming up on 4.5 minutes left here in this first half. Chabot trying to get some points on the board before halftime. They do get the opening kickoff of the second half, and so they will have an opportunity to try to get back into this one. But right now this has been their best opportunity of the entire night. First time they've been in San Francisco's red zone. And it looks like we're going to use a timeout here. So Chabot has just burned its final timeout of the first half. 4:15 left to go here in the first half. San Francisco up 24-0, but Chabot knocking on the door here, trying to get their first points of the entire night. This broadcast of Chabot football is brought to you in part by Chabot College Athletics. Go Gladiators. American Asphalt, taking care of business. FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. Meeting Rooms on Demand, the affordable alternative to hotel meeting rooms. Locations in Arizona, California, and Nevada. Go to www.meetingroomsondemand.com for more details. And by NorCal Summer Basketball Camp. Overnight week-long basketball camp for boys and girls. Coming summer 2020 to Sonora, California. Go to www.norcalsportstv.com/camp for more details. Both teams taking the field once again. 4:15 here left to go in the first half. San Francisco up 24-0. San Francisco seems to be scrambling with their personnel here. And they get the snap off, but we have some whistles down on the field. And a timeout called by San Francisco. And so San Francisco has to use a timeout. They have one remaining here in this first half. You can probably see a lot of the chaos on the defensive side of things. Personnel coming in and out. A lot of confusion there as they were trying to get things set up here for this 3rd and goal play. Of course, we've been talking about how good this San Francisco defense is. A couple reasons why is one of their defensive ends, Tadarius Patterson, one of the top sack artists in the entire state of California. In fact, he's tied for 7th in the entire state with 8.5 sacks. And we talked about Frederick Tompkins a little bit earlier and how much of an impact player he is on the San Francisco defense. Actually has 11 tackles for loss coming into tonight, and that's tied for 25th in all of California. So there's a lot of talent on the San Francisco defense, and they've been playing very well. Had a nice bounce-back victory against Diablo Valley College just last week after dropping a heartbreaker to defending state champion Laney just a couple weeks prior to tonight. Both teams taking the field now after San Francisco was forced to use a timeout there. 3rd and goal from the San Francisco 4. A cock on the play action. Goes over the middle, and he finds Harris in the end zone. It's a touchdown for Chabot. Chabot finally on the board as Kyrie Harris reels it in the end zone from 4 yards out from Akaka, and Chabot drops the goose egg like a bad habit. 4:08 left to go. It's 24-6, San Francisco. And here is the extra point. Akaka with the hold. That is Cervantes with the extra point. It is up and good. And so 4:08 left to go. It is now 24-7 in favor of San Francisco. But finally, Chabot can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief on that offensive drive there. 4 plays for 75 yards to get to the end zone. A big reason why was that big connection from Akaka to Tanner Wright, accounting for 72 yards on that one play. And so Chabot feeling like they have seized a little bit of momentum back after it was all San Francisco throughout this first half. However, San Francisco is going to get the ball back. 4:08 left here in this first half. They do have one timeout. And Chabot will get the ball starting the second half of play here. So this is going to be very fascinating to see how San Francisco will play this one out. Of course, with as good as their run game has been all this first half, wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to the well on that one yet again. Cervantes with the kick. Skies this one away. It's to the 9-yard line. Gaskins will field this one at the far sideline. Good moves there by Gaskins to get to the 25-yard line. Breaks a couple of tacklers, but does not get much further, and you can credit Niles Pokipalawaiohu, who is on the coverage there for Chabot. And we actually have a flag on the play at the end as well. And it's offsides on Chabot. And they will re-kick this one, so back up Chabot 5 yards, and this actually will work in San Francisco's favor because they will probably get some better field position as a result. And so as a result of that penalty to Chabot, they will kick it off from their own 30-yard line. Gaskins is back to return this one for San Francisco. And they do kick it in his direction, and it's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. A good kick there by Cervantes. It's good to see him back after Pablo Rico has been handling the kickoff and field goal duties here for the last few weeks. And so because of the touchback, San Francisco now takes over at their own 25-yard line. 3:59 to go here in this first half. They currently hold a 24-7 lead over Chabot and want to add to that lead right before halftime. Here is Bullock in the shotgun here with a couple of backs with him. Julian with the handoff, and he was lifted up and pushed backwards there. And it's a combination effort there by Davis and Bakos there on the tackle to move Julian back a couple of yards. So loss of 2 on that play. Makes it 2nd and 12 for San Francisco. Clock continues to roll with 3:30 remaining here in the first half. San Francisco at their own 23-yard line. 4 wide receivers out. Julian in motion from right to left. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's right. Takes the snap from the shotgun. Looks over the middle. It's complete to his receiver, Ezra Grace. Goes to the far sideline as Dureau makes the tackle in front of the San Francisco bench. And it's a 10-yard gain there for San Francisco, but because of the 2-yard loss there by Julian, it's now 3rd and 2 for San Francisco. They go right back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to pick up the tempo here and catch Chabot off guard in a little bit of a wrong personnel. Bullock looking to the sideline for a little guidance on the play. 3 wide receivers to his right. Bullock takes the snap, looks to his right, looks over the middle this time, and it's complete to Robinson, and he's got some speed down the far sideline inside the 30, and a big tackle there by Chabot, but Kendon Robinson Jr. went down the sideline. Look, he was shot out of a cannon there after he caught that pass at the far sideline. Big gain there by San Francisco as they're now deep into Chabot territory at the 27-yard line. First and 10 now at the Chabot 27-yard line. A lot of weapons here on the San Francisco offense, especially on the outside. Coming up on 2 minutes left here in this first half. Bullock takes the snap. And it's now a handoff to Julian going right through the middle of this defense here. And Jamar Julian Jr. gets into the end zone. Touchdown San Francisco from 27 yards out. That is Julian Jr.'s 2nd touchdown of the night. And San Francisco gets that one right back. 30-7 over Chabot. Jamar Julian's 2nd touchdown of the night. It looked like he was hardly touched there as he ran like a hot knife through butter on that Chabot defense. Here is Dominic Seuss with the extra point. The snap goes right through the hands of Benham, and this one's going to be a scramble there to try to pick this one up. Chabot does fall on it, So the extra point is no good, but that is the most of San Francisco's mistakes tonight. And still they are very much in control of this one. 1:59 left to go in this one. 30-7 advantage for San Francisco. Let's take a look at that touchdown run by Jamar Julian. Takes the handoff. He finds the cut lane there. A couple of jump cuts there, and he was touched maybe once on that whole run there. But you can see Jamar Julian Jr. looking like a Mack truck with wheels going right through that defense. And I tell you what, he's got some good speed to go along with that frame as well. And so it's been all San Francisco tonight here on NorCal Sports TV. Coming to you from Chabot College in Hayward, 30-7 in favor of San Francisco. Came into this one 5-2 overall. Number 10 in the Junior College Athletic Bureau Coaches Poll. And number 11 in the CCSF Football Poll. And Chabot, because of their 3-game win streak, they were starting to sniff some of the polls as well. Number 23 in the Junior College Athletic Bureau Coaches Poll. They were receiving votes in the CCSF Football Poll as well, but as of right now, Chabot is a little bit behind the 8 ball here as we speak. Here is Seuss with a line drive kick. This is going to go well into the end zone for a touchback. No chance for Crankfield or Wells to take it out, and so Chabot takes over at their own 25-yard line. And so you could probably bet that the 2-minute offense will be in play here for Chabot. They have 1:59 left to go. No timeout. They do have the ball starting the second half. But especially after that last touchdown there by San Francisco, you would think that they would love to get some points on the board before halftime. As this first half as well, you can probably say it's been nightmarish to say the least for Chabot. Kaka takes the snap, looks to Vaimow in the flat. Good start here as Vaimow spins away from a tackler. Gets to the 36-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for Chabot. So a good start there as Chabot getting a little creative there, getting their playmakers out in space, one of them being Vaimow. 11-yard gain there on the completion. And so it becomes 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Chabot. 140 and counting here. Play action. Akaka over the middle, over the hands of a leaping Crankfield as he tried to bring that one in from the penthouse apartment up top there, but incomplete out of the hands of Crankfield. Does stop the clock with 1:34 to go. And now becomes 2nd and 10 for Chabot. Four wide receivers out here for Chabot. Vaimow in the backfield. 10 seconds left on the play clock here, and Chabot, of course, does not have any timeouts, so they've got to get this ball snapped. Akaka looking down the near sideline for Riggins, incomplete. And that was Godfrey who was providing the coverage there as Thompson Jr. was coming over the top to help out. 3rd and 10 now for Chabot. 1:30 to go here in this first half. Aside from the big play from Akaka to right, not a whole lot has gone right here for this passing offense for Chabot in the first half. Akaka takes the snap. It's a handout to Vaimow, taking advantage of some of the soft zone coverage there for San Francisco. Doesn't get enough for the first down, though, as he's tackled at the 43. So it's a 7-yard gain there for Vaimow. And undoubtedly, it looks like the offense for Chabot might stay out there, but it looks like the special teams unit is coming out. So they look to punt this one away here with about a minute left. Trenton Holloway back to return this one for San Francisco. He sets up shop at around the 21-yard line there as he awaits the kick from Akaka. High snap. Akaka has to jump for that one. Rolls to his right to get the punt away. It takes a Chabot bounce, and it lands at the 29-yard line, and that is where they will pick up the ball. So 36.8 seconds to go here in Hayward. I'm sure a lot is going to be talked about here in both these locker rooms. A lot positive for San Francisco. Chabot, well, let's just say I will be curious to see what second half adjustments they are going to make, because right now the run game has been nearly non-existent. They have a couple of interceptions to boot, which has turned into 10 points for San Francisco. 1st and 10 for their own 29-yard line. 4 wide receivers out in this formation. Bullock takes the snap. Looks to the far sideline. It is complete to Robinson Jr. He does work his way out of bounds to preserve that timeout for San Francisco, but Kendon Robinson Jr. has really been a problem for the Chabot defense tonight. However, a penalty flag is out. It's a penalty against San Francisco, so they will be backed up to their own 19-yard line. So look to be a hold there to prompt the 10-yard loss, and they will just kneel this one to run the clock out, and both teams will head to their respective locker rooms. And so they will just kneel this one away, and that is how this first half will end. And it's been all San Francisco here in this first half on NorCal Sports TV. 2 touchdown runs by Jamar Julian Jr. have really set the tone, combined with a couple of interceptions from Chase Akaka. And with all said and done, we have arrived at halftime. The score is San Francisco 30, Chabot 7. We're going to step away for a few minutes, and we will have the second half of action from Hayward, California. More to come on NorCal Sports TV. Don't go anywhere. crossing the bridge to continue his football career after being a standout at McClymonds High School in Oakland. 5-yard gain there, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bullock on the designed run, gets to the 40-yard line. More than enough for stalled right here at the Chabot 25. 4th and 8, 3 wide receivers out on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, rolls to his right, continues to looks for his receiver. They move Aleem in motion from left to right. Once again, a shotgun formation here. Bullock takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, and cannot formation. Bullock with the snap, steps up in the pocket. He's going to use his legs to get some yardage inside the 30-yard line. Goes out of bounds toward the San Francisco. 4 wide receivers out in this formation. Bullock takes the snap, looks to the far sideline. It is complete. Kaka takes the snap, looks to Vamau in the flat. Good start here as Vamau spins away from a tackler with the extra point. The snap goes right through the hands of Benham, and this one's going to be a scramble there to try to pick this one up. Chabot does fall on it. So the exit here in this first half. Bullock takes the snap, and it's now a handoff to Julian going right through the middle of this defense here. And Jamar Julian Jr. takes the snap, looks to his right, looks over the middle this time, and it's complete to Robinson, and he's got some speed down the far sideline inside the 30. Left. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's right. Takes the snap from the shotgun. Looks over the middle. It's complete to his receiver, Ezra Grace. There's a timeout there. 3rd and goal from the San Francisco 4. A cock on the play action. Goes over the middle, and he finds Harrison. Here is a Kaka under center. McGlown with the carry. Tries to spin away from a San Francisco defender and can't. Looking deep for Tanner Wright. He's got his man beat. Bang at the 30. Tanner Wright into the 10-yard line and is tackled at the 3-yard thing. Really want to blow this one open before halftime. Bullock takes the snap. Looks over the middle. It's a completion to Gaskins, and it's a Aleem just bully his way forward to the 40-yard line, and he still gets out of there, and it doesn't even look like that's Aleem with the ball. Their own 35-yard line, 8:19 to go here in the first half. Akaka with the pump fake, and it's Crankfield gets the pass on the screen, gets to the 40, Bo. Vamau in the backfield with Akaka, trying to get something going here, and they will go to Vamau. A good run there by Vamau. Getting away from the tackle from Wynn, a stiff arm on Torrance, and he gets to the 10, out of bounds at the far sideline. And how about DeMonte Aleem by Freddie Davis, the freshman nose tackle, to stop Aleem in his tracks. A 2-yard gain makes it 2nd and 8 for San Francisco. So coming up on a action, looks down the field, and is out of the hands and intercepted by San Francisco. They're going to take this one the other way. A pick 6. Kaka, play action, sets back, looks downfield, has to step up in the pocket, and nowhere is Aleem, who is in there for San Francisco in the backfield. Aleem takes the handout, tries to get to the edge, to the outside, to the left, cuts back inside. He's into the 2nd and 1 now as San Francisco is in their 2nd trip inside the Chabot red zone. And the handoff to Julian inside. 3 wide receivers out there on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, looks to his right. It's a completion to his receiver, Grace. Right, looking downfield, and picked off at the other side by San Francisco. A turnover on this one. That is Ronald Hartz, the 3rd. Handoff to Vamau. It's actually going to be a fake. It's going to be a Kaka who takes it, and he's got enough there for a first down. Pulls his way over the 30-yard line. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's left. He's in the shotgun. Takes the zone read. He's going to take it himself to the right side and cannot get back to Aleem. Going to the right side, and he slips through that Chabot defense. More than enough for a first down. And look at it, push the pile. Field there with Bullock. Bullock takes the snap. He rolls to his right, looking downfield. He's got his receiver, and it's the 1st and 10 here at their own 42, setting up on the right hash mark. And a handoff, and it's going to be sniffed. Nehemiah McGlown is in the backfield with him. 4 wide receivers in this formation. And the handoff will go to McGlown. Bursts right up the middle. Here's Bullock in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his left. Handoff to Julian. Jumps over the line of scrimmage, and he's into the end zone. Grace in the slot to the left here. They send Julian in motion. It's a designed run. Here is Bullock going to the right side and drops back, looking downfield. Steps away from the pressure, and it is complete to his receiver. That's going to be more than enough for another first down. A flag comes in. So San Francisco trying to get on the board first here. Hurd in motion. And they're going to give it to him right around the right side, and a good run there. Wide receiver set here for San Francisco. Bullock takes the snap. It's going to be a fake to Julian as Bullock takes it around, being a standout at McClymonds High School in Oakland. 5-yard gain there, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bullock on the designed run, gets to the 40-yard line. More than enough for a crossing the bridge to continue his football career after being a standout at McClymonds High School in Oakland. 5-yard gain there, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bullock on the designed run, gets to the 40-yard line. More than enough for stalled right here at the Chabot 25. 4th and 8, 3 wide receivers out on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, rolls to his right, continues to looks for his receiver. They move Aleem in motion from left to right. Once again, a shotgun formation here. Bullock takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, and cannot formation. Bullock with the snap, steps up in the pocket. He's going to use his legs to get some yardage inside the 30-yard line. Goes out of bounds toward the San Francisco. 4 wide receivers out in this formation. Bullock takes the snap, looks to the far sideline. It is complete. Kaka takes the snap, looks to Vamau in the flat. Good start here as Vamau spins away from a tackler with the extra point. The snap goes right through the hands of Benham, and this one's going to be a scramble there to try to pick this one up. Chabot does fall on it. So the exit here in this first half. Bullock takes the snap. And it's now a handoff to Julian going right through the middle of this defense here. And Jamar Julian Jr. takes the snap, looks to his right, looks over the middle this time, and it's complete to Robinson. And he's got some speed down the far sideline inside the 30. Left. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's right. Takes the snap from the shotgun, looks over the middle. It's complete to his receiver, Ezra Grace. There's a timeout there. 3rd and goal from the San Francisco 4. A cock on the play action. Goes over the middle, and he finds Harrison. Here is a Kaka under center. McGlown with the carry. Away from a San Francisco defender, and action. Looking deep for Tanner Wright. He's got his bang at the 30. Tanner Wright into the 10-yard line, and is tackled at the 3-yard. Really want to blow this one open before halftime. Bullock takes the snap. Looks over the middle. It's a completion to Gaskins, and it's a Aleem just bully his way forward to the 40-yard line, and he still gets out of there, and it doesn't even look like that's Aleem with the ball. Their own 35-yard line, 8:19 to go here in the first half. Akaka with the pump fake, and it's Crankfield gets the pass on the screen, gets to the 40, Bo. Vamau in the backfield with Akaka, trying to get something going here, and they will go to Vamau. Good run there by Vamau. Getting away from the tackle from Wynn, a stiff arm on Torrance, and he gets to the 10, out of bounds at the far sideline. And how about DeMonte Aleem by Freddie Davis, the freshman nose tackle, to stop Aleem in his tracks. A 2-yard gain makes it 2nd and 8 for San Francisco. So coming up on a action, looks down the field, and is out of the hands and intercepted by San Francisco. They're going to take this one the other way. A pick 6. Kaka, play action, sets back, looks downfield, has to step up in the pocket, and nowhere is Aleem, who is in there for San Francisco in the backfield. Aleem takes the handout, tries to get to the edge to the outside to the left, cuts back inside. He's into the 2nd and 1 now as San Francisco is in their 2nd trip inside the Chabot red zone. And the handoff to Julian inside. 3 wide receivers out there on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, looks to his right. It's a completion to his receiver, Grace. Right, looking downfield, and picked off at the other side by San Francisco. A turnover on this one. That is Ronald Hartz, the 3rd. Handoff to Vamau. It's actually going to be a fake. It's going to be a Kaka who takes it, and he's got enough there for a first down. Pulls his way over the 30-yard line. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's left. He's in the shotgun. Takes the zone read. He's going to take it himself to the right side and cannot get back to Aleem. Going to the right side, and he slips through that Chabot defense. More than enough for a first down. And look at it push the pile. Field there with Bullock. Bullock takes the snap. He rolls to his right, looking downfield. He's got his receiver, and it's the first and 10 here at their own 42, setting up on the right hash mark. And a handoff, and it's going to be sniffed. Nehemiah McGlown is in the backfield with him. 4 wide receivers in this formation. And the handoff will go to McGlown. Bursts right up the middle. Here's Bullock in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his left. Handoff to Julian. Jumps over the line of scrimmage, and he's into the end zone. Grace in the slot to the left here. They send Julian in motion. It's a designed run. Here is Bullock going to the right side and drops back, looking downfield. Steps away from the pressure, and it is complete to his receiver. That's going to be more than enough for another first down. A flag comes in. So San Francisco trying to get on the board first here. Hurd in motion. And they're going to give it to him right around the right side, and a good run there. Wide receiver set here for San Francisco. Bullock takes the snap. It's going to be a fake to Julian as Bullock takes it around, being a standout at McClymonds High School in Oakland. 5-yard gain there, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bullock on the designed run, gets to the 40-yard line. More than enough for a crossing the bridge to continue his football career after being a standout at McClymonds High School in Oakland. 5-yard gain there, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Bullock on the designed run, gets to the 40-yard line. More than enough for stalled right here at the Chabot 25. 4th and 8, 3 wide receivers out on this formation. Bullock takes the snap, rolls to his right, continues to looks for his receiver. They move Aleem in motion from left to right. Once again, a shotgun formation here. Bullock takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, and cannot formation. Bullock with the snap. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to use his legs to get some yardage inside the 30-yard line. Goes out of bounds toward the San Francisco. 4 wide receivers out in this formation. Bullock takes the snap. Looks to the far sideline. It is complete. Kaka takes the snap. Looks to Vema in the flat. Good start here as Vema spins away from a tackler with the extra point. The snap goes right through the hands of Benham, and this one's going to be a scramble there to try to pick this one up. Chabot does fall on it. So the exit here in this first half. Bullock takes the snap, and it's now a handoff to Julian going right through the middle of this defense here. And Jamar Julian Jr. takes the snap, looks to his right, looks over the middle this time, and it's complete to Robinson, and he has got some speed down the far sideline inside the 30. Left. 3 wide receivers to Bullock's right. Takes the snap from the shotgun, looks over the middle. It's complete to his receiver, Ezra Grace. There's a timeout there. 3rd and goal from the San Francisco 4. Akaka on the play action. Goes over the middle, and he finds Harrison. Here is Akaka under center. McGlown with the carry. Tries to spin away from a San Francisco defender and can't. Looking deep for Tanner Wright. He's got his man beat. Bang at the 30. Tanner Wright into the 10-yard line, and is tackled at the 3-yard thing. Really want to blow this one open before halftime. Bullock takes the snap, looks over the middle. It's a completion to Gaskins, and it's a Aleem just bully his way forward to the 40-yard line, and he still gets out of there, and it doesn't even look like that's Aleem with the ball. Their own 35-yard line, 8:19 to go here.
Of 2020. Week 2 is the girls' camp from July 7th to July 11th of 2020. It's a 5-day overnight camp with air-conditioned dorms and prepared meals included. Trainers and coaches from the NBA, college, and high school ranks will be in attendance. All games and events filmed professionally by NorCal SportsTV, allowing for film sessions, video evaluations, and individual highlights. Register with a small deposit of $99 to earn your discount and free personalized jersey upgrade. Learn more and register today at www.norcalsportstv.com/camp. In the summer of 2020, be one of the first 75 to register for this NorCal Sports Summer Camp and get $100 off your tuition. This is to be held at the former location of the Dick Edwards Camp in Sonora, California at the Sierra Outdoor School. Week 1 boys camp, June 16th through 20th of 2020. Week 2 is the girls camp from July 7th to July 11th of 2020. It's a 5-day overnight camp with air-conditioned dorms and prepared meals included. Trainers and coaches from the NBA, college, and high school ranks will be in attendance. All games and events filmed professionally by NorCal Sports TV, allowing for film sessions, video evaluations, and individual highlights. Register with a small deposit of $99 to earn your discount and free personalized jersey upgrade. Learn more and register today at www.norcalsportstv.com/camp.
Welcome back to Hayward, California. Your score, San Francisco ahead of Chabot 30-7 as we get ready for the second half of play on NorCal Sports TV. Philip Kern here on the call. Glad you're able to join us tonight as we bring you this CCCAA football matchup. This first half, the whole story was the San Francisco running game. How good was it? Well, maybe this will help clear things up for you. 27 carries for 211 yards. That is the unofficial total. That is not a misprint either. They were just dominant at the line of scrimmage, and just a couple of standouts for you. You had Damonte Alim with 12 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown. Jamar Julian Jr. with 6 carries and 47 yards and 2 touchdowns of his own, and that was just a little bit of what San Francisco did. But when you run for over 200 yards on the ground in the first half, you are doing something right. And so Chabot's defense really needed to make some adjustments. They had a couple of turnovers on their own. Chase Akaka with 2 interceptions, which led to 10 points for San Francisco. Here's just a brief recap of how the scoring went down in that first half. San Francisco jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter with a 6-yard touchdown run by the aforementioned Jamar Julian. Go on to the second quarter, and it was Damonte Alim with a 7-yard touchdown run to make it 14-0. They would tack on 3 more with a 24-yard field goal from Dominic Seuss to make it 17-0. It would then go to 24-0 as Ethan Bullock would find Roderick Gaskins Jr. for a 10-yard touchdown throw to make it 24-0. Chabot would finally get on the board as Chase Akaka found Kyrie Harris in the end zone from 4 yards out to make it 24-7. However, Jamar Julian Jr. would not be denied. He would get his second touchdown of the night from 27 yards out to make it 30-7. So that second quarter really put a hurting on Chabot. 23 points from San Francisco to make this a 30-7 game. And that, of course, that is where we stand here as we get ready for the second half of play in Hayward tonight. And so because Chabot won the toss and deferred, they will receive the kickoff here to start the second half. So a big opportunity here to try to keep San Francisco within arm's distance right now, because as of right now, they are literally and figuratively running away with this one here from the front. And so Dominic Seuss is out there ready to go to kick this one away for San Francisco. Crankfield and Wells back to return this one for Chabot. Some of the offense is getting loosened up here for Chabot at the near sideline. It's definitely feeling like a fall night here in Hayward. Currently 60 degrees and clear. Here is the kickoff from Seuss. Wells fields this one. He waves his arms for a fair catch as he caught that one right near the goal line there on that kickoff. And so because of that touchback, it will be a 25-yard line to start for the Chabot offense. So they're trying to get things in motion here as their offense was, well, let's just say a little bit disjointed, if you will. And so Chabot's offense takes over, 1st and 10. Crankfield in motion from right to left, and the handoff goes to McGlown to the right side of the line. Moves forward for about 1 yard on the play. Really story for that whole Chabot offense. Not a whole lot being given around there on that run game. And that was Kaha Huilelo. with the tackle there. 1 yard gain for McGlown. So it now becomes a 2nd and 9. Akaka rolls to his left, and Wright makes the catch, but he was well out of bounds on that one. That was Jaquari Godfrey who is on the coverage there in space against Tanner Wright. Wright already had a big 72-yard reception that set up Chabot's first touchdown back in the first half, but he's been largely silent tonight. So with that incompletion, it's now 3rd and 9 for Chabot as we get things rolling here in the second half. McGlown in motion. Akaka finds Crankfield on the slant. He gets to the 35. More than enough for a first down. And there goes Crankfield into San Francisco territory, showing off those mighty polished wheels there. Gennaro Crankfield into San Francisco territory at the 36-yard line. A big first down for Chabot. I'm going to tell you what, when Crankfield gets a full head of steam, you better watch out because that man's got speed to burn. 1st and 10 for Chabot at the San Francisco 36-yard line. Here is Akaka in the shotgun. Does the zone read to McGlown. Over the middle, complete to Emerson Freeman. His first catch of the night. Gets to the 21-yard line as he is crowded around by a bunch of San Francisco defenders, but more than enough for a first down as they're finally getting some action here out of the play-action setup for Chabot. So back-to-back first downs here as Chabot is marching down the field. Another 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 21-yard line. 3 wide in this formation. McGlown takes the handoff, cuts up through the middle of the line, gets to the 20 for 1 yard. And it becomes 2nd and 9 for Chabot. Chabot going right back to the line of scrimmage. Tanner Wright is split out wide to the left on this formation. Crankfield in the slot to the left. McGlown in the backfield with Akaka. Freeman lining up as the H-back. Play action. Over the middle. Crankfield in and out of the hands. And Holloway providing a little shove at the end as Crankfield could not corral that one. It's incomplete. It's now 3rd and 9 for Chabot from the San Francisco 20-yard line. That play had been working a couple of times tonight for Chabot as they will change up the personnel a little bit. Kyrie Harris, who has the only touchdown catch for Chabot, he is in on this formation here. You can see San Francisco is swapping out some personnel on defense. 4 wide receivers in this formation. Allen Riggins wide to the right here for Chabot. Akaka takes the snap. In trouble and cannot escape the pressure. San Francisco brings him down for a sack. And that was Kahahulelo who brings the pressure and brings down Akaka for the sack. And so now this becomes a 4th down, a loss of 8 on that sack, and Chabot's offense does stay on the field. Keep in mind that Akaka is the active punter for Chabot as well. But on this side of the field, it doesn't appear that they will be punting it anytime soon. 4 wide receivers out. 4th and 16 for Chabot after that sack for a loss of 8. And we have a timeout being called on the field. It's actually going to be a delay of game against Chabot. So a drive that has started out with such promise has really stalled. Not just with the sack, and now it's a delay of game, so that will be 5 more yards as a result of the penalty. So 4th and 21 for Chabot from the San Francisco 33-yard line. Still going with the 4 wide receiver set. McGlown in the backfield. Akaka drops back. Steps up in the pocket. A flag coming into the backfield. Loading up for the end zone. Looking for Riggins. And there was a much contact in the end zone. A flag comes in right at the end. And that was Brian Thompson Jr. who basically corralled Riggins and treated him like he was the mechanical bull at a rodeo shop. And it looks like we're going to have a couple of offsetting penalties, it looks like, because we had a flag come in the backfield as Akaka was rolling around. So we have a hold on Chabot. Pass interference against San Francisco, so we're going to have offsetting penalties, and we will replay fourth down. It will remain 4th and 21 from the San Francisco 33. And that was a big heave from Akaka as he was going across the field looking for Alan Riggins on the far side. Akaka with the snap on 4th and 21. Continues to roll back, trying to find his receiver some time. Goes towards the back of the end zone. Absolutely nowhere, and it's intercepted by San Francisco in the end zone. That's Jaquari Godfrey who makes the interception in the back of the end zone. It's a touchback for San Francisco, and that's the 3rd interception for Akaka on the night. And so the mistakes continue to pile up for Chabot. That's the 3rd turnover of the night for this offense. All 3 really large in part to Chase Akaka. And so with that touchback, it will now be San Francisco at 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here is DeMonte Alim. Big star in that first half, and with that spin move away from a Chabot defender at the far sideline, gets to the 29-yard line for a 9-yard run. Makes it 2nd and 1 for San Francisco, and DeMonte Alim with that run. Unofficial total, he is over 100 yards for the night. He had 12 carries for 93 at the end of that first half with a touchdown, and DeMonte Alim has been the workhorse tonight for San Francisco. 2nd and 1. Actually, it's 1st and 10 here as Bullock is going to carry it to the far sideline. Flag comes in from the backfield, so Alim gets credit for the 10 yards. It's a first down as it was a 1st and 10 from the 30, but we did have a flag come in from the backfield of Chabot. And it's a hold against San Francisco, so that run by Bullock is pretty much going to be wiped off the books. And San Francisco will be backed up to the 21-yard line. So 1st and 19 for San Francisco. That was a spot foul there. Here is Bullock in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks to the far sideline, and it's complete to Robinson Jr. at the far sideline. Breaks a couple of tackles and gets into Chabot territory at the 41-yard line. And once again, Kendon Robinson Jr. is really posing a lot of problems for this Chabot secondary. Going up against the coverage from Marlon Torrance, and Torrance just can't seem to stay with him. 1st and 10 for San Francisco at the 41. Here's Alim again, gets to the 35. It's a gain of 6 for San Francisco. And right now, this Chabot front 7 doesn't really have much of an answer for DeMonte Alim, as he is well over 100 yards for the night. 2nd and 3 now from the Chabot 34-yard line. Here is Bullock in the shotgun. Gun run once again to Alim. Bullies his way forward past the 30-yard line. He continues to move the legs. They finally give him forward progress to the 29. Another first down for San Francisco as Alim showing speed and power, and he has both in abundance. And that actually run was a correction there. That was Jarmar Julian who was on the run there. They're going to change up the personnel a little bit. So Alim is back in now. Actually, that's Anthony Hurd. I beg your pardon. He is going into the slot there. Julian is in the backfield with Bullock. Here's the snap and the carry to Julian. Following his blockers, getting to the 20-yard line. And the tackle was made by Nick Vimana. It doesn't really seem to matter what Chabot tries to throw at this San Francisco offense. The run game has been very effective tonight. 2nd and 1 from the Chabot 20-yard line for San Francisco, still in between the hashes. Zone read, and it's Bullock. He's going to get the first down, going to the near sideline. Gave up himself a little bit there, the 19-yard line. A combined tackle by Wells and Wynn. And that should be enough for another first down. That is going to be now 1st and 10 from the Chabot 18-yard line. So San Francisco back in the Chabot red zone once again. It's been a common theme tonight as we come up on 9 minutes left here in the third quarter. Hurd in motion. It's a shovel pass to Hurd. Going to the 15-yard line. A flag comes in from the Chabot sideline. And it looks like we may have an injury as there is a Chabot player who is slow to get up. And Freddie Davis, the freshman nose tackle, is having a very hard time. It looks to be in a lot of pain, unfortunately. And he will be tended to by the Chabot training staff. And they do throw the flag on San Francisco for a crackback block. And the tackle is going to be credited to Tyrone Simmons Jr. to make the stop. But a lot of the concern right now for Chabot has to be the health of nose tackle Freddie Davis. And this is a Chabot defense and really a team in general that has dealt with a lot of injuries. In fact, earlier this season, Alex Lopetti, who is one of the other main starters on this defensive line, he sustained a torn ACL earlier this year. And so that opened up an opportunity for Freddie Davis to get some playing time as head coach Eric Fanene was looking for some combinations along the defensive line that would be workable. And Freddie Davis has turned in some solid performances up to be in a lot of pain. Grabbing at the... Tried to get up at first, but just could not sustain it. And he's now down on the ground, and he looked to be in a lot of discomfort. And so naturally, when the cart comes down the field, there's a lot of concern there, especially for Freddie Davis. So you definitely hope that he's okay.
It'll be 1st and 24, I think, from the 32. So they gave him, if the flag's downfield, then the play counts to the flag. So it's on the 32, so it'll be 1st and 24.
And so you can see a lot of these Chabot players are surrounding Freddie Davis as he's being loaded onto the cart there, and a round of applause from the Chabot fans as he is carted off the field. And so we'll reset whatever's been going on here. So with that penalty on San Francisco, it still remains first down, but because that was a spot foul, they will be backed up to the Chabot 32-yard line towards the right hash mark. And so it becomes a 1st and 24 for San Francisco, and they will employ a 3-4 wide receiver formation here, 3 to the left of quarterback Ethan Bullock, who's been very, very efficient tonight. DeMonte Alim is in the backfield with him. Pass to the left side. A flag comes in as it's complete to Gaskins. Gets to the 20-yard line and puts the ball forward as he is tackled. But a flag in right around the line of scrimmage. And it is a hold against San Francisco. So they will replay first down, but back them up 10 more yards. Now becomes 1st and 34 from the Chabot 42. And needless to say, a 1st and 34, you don't hear that too often. Coming up on 8.5 minutes left here in this third quarter. It's been all San Francisco tonight as they are threatening to really put this game out of reach here. 1st and 34. Here is the snap. They hand off to Alim. Gets to the edge on the right side. Breaks through a couple of Chabot defenders and gets to the 31. So that counts as an 11-yard gain for Alim. And the tackle being credited to Faymore, the sophomore defensive tackle for Chabot. So 11-yard gain there for Aleem makes it 2nd and 23. As DeMonte Aleem is really making a strong case for the FitPro GO player of the game. And it looks to be that we've got another Chabot player who is a little slow getting up. And that is Niles Pokipala Waiohu. He looked to be a bit slow getting up at first. And actually, I stand corrected there. The injury happened close to the sideline. That's actually starting linebacker Chris Bakos. Surrounded by a couple of his Chabot teammates, and he will go to the sideline, of course. So the injuries continuing to mount here for Chabot. They've already lost Freddie Davis, presumably for the night. No telling how long Bakos will be out as well. And so 2nd and 23 as the San Francisco offense comes back onto the field. 8-10 and counting left here in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers in this formation here. Gaskins in the slot to the right. Bullock takes the snap. Looking down the field. Goes for the far sideline. It is incomplete. And that one intended for A.J. Bolden at the far sideline. So the snap becomes 3rd and 23. One of the rare miscues there for San Francisco tonight. Aleem in the backfield with Bullock. Bullock takes the snap. Pocket holds up pretty well, but he rolls out to his right. A flag comes in from the backfield. Gets out of bounds at the 25-yard line as he was pursued by Pokipala Waiohu. And with the flag coming in, they do mark him out at the 25-yard line, but we have to wait and see what the penalty is. And it is a hold on San Francisco, so Chabot declines the penalty, which makes it a 4th down. From the Chabot 25-yard line. They do need to get to the Chabot 9-yard line to move the sticks. And it looks like they're going to try a field goal here. This will be a 42-yard attempt from Dominic Seuss. He hit from 24 a little bit earlier. His long in the season is 40, so this is right at the edge of his range here. And here is the snap. The kick is well short. This is not going to make it. It is well short of the goalpost. No good on that one. And so after all that craziness, Chabot comes away with a big win for their defense to get things started. So that kick from Seuss was well short. And now with 7:24 to go, it still remains 30-7 in favor of San Francisco. And out comes the Chabot offense. They take over at their own 25-yard line. Hoping to make some magic happen here. They were driving nicely here in their opening drive in the second half, but it was foiled by an interception by Akaka. And he takes it on the keeper as they fake the handoff to Vaimau. And he was run out of bounds by Thompson Jr., the starting strong safety for San Francisco. And they give Akaka forward progress to the 27-yard line, a gain of 2 on that run. So now it becomes 2nd and 8 for Chabot. Clock continues to run, 7:10 and counting left here in the third quarter. San Francisco defense turning in a sterling effort tonight as they have picked off Akaka 3 times. They've really put a lid on this run game that has done so well over these last 3 wins. Akaka, play action. Looking for Crankfield in the flat, and it's incomplete. Crankfield tried to pull that in with one hand. The throw was a little bit off target there, so Incomplete pass. Clock stops at 6:52 here in the third.
6 minutes, 52 seconds remain in the third quarter.
So the problems for Chabot's offense really haven't gone away here tonight, as they're really in a scramble mode here. Not much of a run game to speak of in the first half. Now they're faced with a 3rd and 8 here to go. Akaka takes the snap, rolls to his right, in and out of the hands of Washington. That was Rashard Washington, who tried to leap up to make the catch. But it goes out of his hands. It is incomplete, and another 3 and out for the Chabot offense. And so has been the common refrain here. Punt team is out on the field. Akaka is out to kick this one away. Trenton Holloway back to return this one at the 40-yard line. He will field the punt from Akaka. The high snap. Akaka boots this one away. Holloway waits for a fair catch. Run into by the Chabot special teams guy, and that was Marlon Torrance, who ran into Holloway, so they're going to flag him for fair catch interference for sure. So the mistakes just piling on here for Chabot. Yeah, this will set up excellent field position for San Francisco for the fair catch interference. And so with that fair catch interference, this ball is going to be placed right in Chabot territory at the 48-yard line, it looks like. That's where they're looking to set up. It's actually going to be the Chabot 49-yard line. And so San Francisco, who's already had a lot of success on offense, they get the ball in plus territory to start out on this possession. 6:36 left here in the third. And this night has belonged to the San Francisco Rams. First and 10 here for San Francisco. 4 wide on this formation. Play action. Here is Bullock stepping up in the pocket, trying to make something happen here. He rolls to his right. Nothing doing there. A flag comes in the San Francisco backfield, as that was Famor and Kayahi on the pursuit there of Bullock. And as of right now, it looks to be a loss on the play of at least a couple of yards, but we wait to see what the penalty is. It might be a hold because the flag was in the backfield. And an unsportsmanlike call on San Francisco. So this will definitely back up the Rams. And so it ended up being a 3-yard loss on that run by Bullock. But with the unsportsmanlike call, this will back San Francisco up to their own 28-yard line. So it looks like we have a little on-field confusion at this point, because all we really know is that there is an unsportsmanlike call on San Francisco, and they're just trying to get the line of scrimmage correct here. And so after all that, a roundabout way of going back to the 36-yard line for San Francisco. So it now becomes a 1st and 26 for San Francisco. At their own 36-yard line, they do need to get to the Chabot 39 for a first down. And so, after all that, back to football. 4 wide receivers in this formation for San Francisco. And the handoff to Jamar Julian to the left side of the line. And it looks to be a fumble, a loose ball. There's a sudden scrum there. And they're going to say Julian was down at the 40-yard line. So a 4-yard gain there for the freshman running back. And now becomes 2nd and 22. 6 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, which compared to the first half has been relatively quiet. DeMonte Alim in the backfield now with San Francisco. 3 wide to Bullock's right here. Comes a 2nd and 21. San Francisco just taking its time. Bleeding down the play clock here. Alim with the handoff to the 45. Nice jump cut to the 50. Alim is on the move. Tackled from behind inside the 35-yard line. And DeMonte Alim just looking like he's moving at a whole different speed out there. Gets them back into Chabot territory. A first down run and then some. Tackled at the Chabot 24-yard line. DeMonte Alim is the star tonight. What a performance by that young man there. You can see why coming into tonight he averages over 6 yards a carry. 1st and 10 from the Chabot 24. They send Gaskins Jr. in motion. Here is a handoff, a misdirection to Hurd this time. And Anthony Hurd going up the middle, lowers the shoulder on Duro and gets inside the 10-yard line, tackled at the 9. 15-yard gain there by Anthony Hurd. And really, it's a whole herd of Rams going through the Chabot defense. And looks to be another Chabot injury, and so the problems that the Gladiators were having is keeping guys healthy. It seems to be rearing its ugly head once again, unfortunately. And Salisi Koyama Ibole is the injured Chabot player who's being tended to by the training staff. And you can see across the way that's Nayami Politani, who is checking on his teammate to see if he's okay. So a very rough night for Chabot. Came into tonight with a lot of optimism, even though they had the unexpected week off last week, as they were supposed to play Santa Rosa Junior College, but of course with the Kincaid fire that's been going on, that game had been postponed. But even before then, Chabot was riding a 3-game win streak. Their run game was going quite well. Even Panove Veimau had gone over 100 yards a couple of times, but tonight has been absolutely nightmarish on both sides of the ball. So while they tend to Koyama Ibole, we will step aside for just a moment. And we will have more for you from Hayward, California. You are watching CCCAA football on NorCal Sports TV. Back to action here in Hayward. A little bit muted as far as the enthusiasm goes as the injured Chabot player, Salesi Koyama Ibole, being helped off the field. Can't put any weight on that left leg, and so that has to be pretty serious there. First and goal now for San Francisco at the Chabot 9-yard line as Hurd takes the carry, but was promptly met by Pokipola Waiohu. He does push forward to the 6-yard line, so it is a gain of 3 on that one for San Francisco as the clock continues to run. 4:25 and counting here in the third. San Francisco has been in control this entire night, and looking to pad that lead here as they currently lead 30-7 here in Hayward tonight. Here is the snap to Bullock, a screen pass to Hurd, as he was able to shake the tackle attempt by Torrance, but could not get much further than that. Does get to the 4-yard line, though, so a gain of 3 on that screen pass to Anthony Hurd. Clock is stopped, and it continues to run here. We're coming up on 4 minutes left here in the third. Third and goal now for San Francisco at the Chabot 4-yard line. Hurd remains in the backfield there. 4 wide receiver formation for San Francisco. Gaskins in the slot to the right. It's a snap to Bullock. Looking to the far sideline, and it is incomplete. They could not hold on to that one. And that was Kendon Robinson Jr., who was the intended target there. Could not make the catch near the pylon, and so this now becomes 4th and goal from the Chabot 7-yard line. And at this point, the field goal unit will come out to take the field, and Dominic Seuss will get another crack at things here. This will be a 24-yard attempt. Actually, and we have some movement. So it's actually a 21-yard attempt. Beg your pardon there on the correction there. And there looked to be some movement on the Chabot side of the line of scrimmage. And this becomes offsides on Chabot. And so San Francisco declines the penalty, and so it will be a 21-yard attempt here for Dominic Seuss. Try to add on. He did miss one from 42 earlier tonight. So he's 1 for 2 on the evening. And here is the snap. It's a bit bobbled. Seuss a line drive kick, and it is good anyway. And so with 3:32 left to go here in the third quarter, it's now a 33-7 lead for San Francisco over Chabot. And so a little bit of a win there for Chabot's defense, but they are running out of possessions to get back into this game. This broadcast of Chabot football is brought to you in part by Chabot College Athletics. Go Gladiators. American Asphalt, taking care of business. FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. Meeting Rooms on Demand, the affordable alternative to hotel meeting rooms. Locations in Arizona, California, and Nevada. Go to www.meetingroomsondemand.com for more details. And by NorCal Summer Basketball Camp. Overnight week-long basketball camp for boys and girls coming summer 2020 to Sonora, California. Go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp for more details. Seuss ready to kick this one away after a bit of an interesting field goal attempt from 21 yards out. It's 33-7 San Francisco over Chabot. Crankfield and Wells back to return this one for the Gladiators. It's a big kick there by Seuss as Crankfield has to go into the end zone to field this one. He will take a knee for a touchback. And Chabot will take over at their own 25-yard line. And the way this game has gone, I'm sure this is a night that Chabot would just love to forget at this point. It seems like they haven't really had anything go right on offense. The run game has been fairly non-existent, and 3 interceptions from the San Francisco defense as Chase Akaka has not looked his best tonight. And they still have an opportunity to cut into this lead. There's still a whole fourth quarter of play left, but you get the sense that San Francisco is really in control on this one. Here is Chris Washington on the jet sweep. Tries to cut back inside, but good pursuit by that San Francisco defense. As that was Timote Finau who made the initial tackle there on Washington. Washington did gain 3 yards on that run, so this now becomes 2nd and 7 for Chabot, their own 28. Coming up on 3 minutes left here towards the end of the third quarter. Akaka in the pistol. He's got Vaymau in the backfield with him, and he takes the handoff. And once again, trying to go through the teeth of that San Francisco defense. There is just not a whole lot there. As that was Falasa Aitu Tofi who made the tackle from the linebacker spot. Tofi, another San Francisco product, this one from Archbishop Riordan High School. And after all that, Vaymau is credited with 2 yards of forward progress. It's now 3rd and 5 for Chabot at their own 30. And this front 7 for San Francisco has just been absolutely stout tonight. They deserve a lot of credit in the world today. 3rd and 5, Akaka with the play action. Intercepted once again, and this time it's Finau with another pick. And Finau is directing traffic. He gets inside the 10-yard line, and that's the 4th interception by San Francisco. And the 2nd one for Timote Finau tonight. And really, this San Francisco defense has read Akaka like a book. And so it's now 1st and 10 for San Francisco at the Chabot 10-yard line. Really, you can call this one 1st and goal at this point. Let's see how that interception turned out. There is the play action, and Finau was just right there. There was not really any Chabot receiver within 5 yards of that one. But Finau had that route read. He just followed Akaka's eyes, and he was there waiting for it. So with 1:48 to go here in the third, it's 1st and goal for San Francisco at the 10-yard line. Aleem is back in the game in the backfield. And he takes the handoff here, tries to bounce it to the outside. Spins away from a couple of Chabot tacklers, but he's able to be stood up there. And a little bit of a throw to at the end. And we've got flags flying in. There's a lot of extracurriculars right there at the end. But you can see a lot of frustration there from Najee Rushing as he just threw Aleem down to the turf well after the whistles had blown. You can see right here, Aleem was stood up. And there was the throw right at the end, and the flags, and he was right there in front of the officials, so it's hard to miss. So it ended up being a loss on that run, but because of the penalty, so it ends up being a 7-yard penalty because that has ended up being half the distance to the goal. So 1st and goal now from the Chabot 7-yard line. 1:35 left to go here in the third quarter. Aleem in the backfield here. Bullock takes the snap over the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Demetrius Gutu from 7 yards out from Bullock, his 2nd touchdown throw of the night. And it is all San Francisco all night. 1:27 to go, 39-7 over Chabot. And so Seuss is on for the extra point. Here is the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. And so more points off turnovers tonight for San Francisco. That is 17 from my count here, and that is really a big story here, but a very nightmarish night here in Hayward for Chabot. It's now 40-7 for San Francisco with 1:27 left in the third. And let's take a look at that touchdown pass from Bullock. Took the snap from the shotgun, got rid of that ball pretty quickly, and Gutu with the touchdown. He beat Ty Wynn on that coverage there. And San Francisco's offense has been humming along like a machine tonight. And really a lot of that was set up by the defense there. As that was linebacker Timote Finau with his second interception of the night. He's had quite a game in his own right. As I mentioned earlier, 17 points off turnovers tonight for City College of San Francisco. You really take those away, this really could be a competitive ball game here because it would only be 23-7. But this is why turnovers are such a big deal. And Chase Akaka with by far his worst game of the season, 4 interceptions tonight. And here is Seuss with the kick. Skied it over to Crankfield, and he's going to bring this out from the end zone anyway. Going towards the far sideline to the 10. Good coverage there by San Francisco, and I think Crankfield was just feeling the frustration. He wanted to try to make something happen, and a lot of frustration going around as far as the special teams coverage is concerned. And there's a little bit of a scrum there towards the end, so they got to break everybody up there. And they got to peel Crankfield away as he's understandably frustrated with the performance of the entire team tonight. And with Chabot, with what's going on here, it's understandably so. So Crankfield was brought down at the 16-yard line from what we can tell. It's now 1st and 10 for Chabot. They hand out to Panove Vaimau. Gets around the edge to the right side to the 20 and tackled at the 21. And the tackle made by Brian Thompson Jr., the strong safety for San Francisco. Not a lot to cheer for tonight for the Chabot faithful, as they've really watched a very tough game tonight, to say the least. So a 5-yard gain makes it 2nd and 5 for Chabot at their own 21. Akaka moves Chris Washington in motion. Takes the play action, going downfield, looking for Tanner Wright. Makes the catch, but was he in bounds? No, he was not. They wave it incomplete. That was Jaquari Godfrey who was on the coverage there and gives a little finger wag at the end, as Godfrey's been a tough cover tonight. And of course, the rest of league play doesn't get any easier for Chabot, as they will head up the peninsula next week to take on College of San Mateo. College of San Mateo is in complete control of the Base 6 League as of right now. A couple of games ahead of Chabot, and that was before tonight. You probably see at the bottom of the screen Jaquari Godfrey doing a little jive there. We got a lot of confusion going on the field tonight, because got the ball going forward, now it's going back. And from what I saw on that play, I didn't even see a penalty flag. And it looks to be a personal foul against Chabot. And I'll tell you what, Ja'Cory Godfrey's just having a little fun out there.
So it should be half the distance, which puts them inside the 11.
Yeah.
So we have 10-yard foul.
He's dancing in front of Tanner Wright there. But I don't think he's really got Wright's attention. He's not really looking in his direction.
29 seconds.
And so this now becomes a 3rd and 15 after all that. Now here's Akaka. The handout to Vaymau going right up the gut once again, and there's just absolutely nothing there. Frederick Tompkins sticking his nose right in there to make sure Vaymau didn't get a whole lot. 1 yard gain, if that. And that looks to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And really, it has been all San Francisco tonight as they take a 40-7 lead into the 4th quarter. And this, by far, has to be a big statement win should the score hold up. So that is the end of 3. San Francisco leading Chabot by a score of 40-7. We will have the 4th quarter play here on NorCal Sports TV right after this. First play of the 4th quarter here in Hayward. All San Francisco tonight as they lead the Chabot College Gladiators by a score of 40-7. Philip Kern here with the rest of our NorCal Sports TV crew, covering this one for you from Hayward. On this 4th and 13, the punt team is out on the field now. Akaka ready to kick this one away. Trenton Holloway is back to return this one for San Francisco. Bit of a shallow kick as Holloway waits for the fair catch, and he is run into again by Marlon Torrance, who actually was flagged for that the first time. So that's the second time Torrance has been flagged for fair catch interference, and this is going to be a really short field for San Francisco. And so the only question is, how close is San Francisco going to be to the end zone here? And so with that penalty, San Francisco will now get the ball at the Chabot 28-yard line. And the barrage of mistakes just continues to haunt Chabot, and this is probably a night they're going to want to forget for a long time. 1st and 10 from the Chabot 28-yard line. San Francisco's offense back on the field. They've done a lot of damage out there tonight. Sengutu in motion. And a new quarterback is in now, and that is Jacob Cruz.
24 carries, 9 tackles.
And the tackle and the carry was made by Anthony Hurd. And the tackle was made by Simmons and Politani. So 5-yard gain on that one for Anthony Hurd, as Jacob Cruz is now in taking the snaps for San Francisco. Hand off to Hurd, a jump cut through the middle. A flag comes in right at the line of scrimmage as Hurd gets to the 20-yard line. So we will see what the flag is on the field. And a chop block being called against San Francisco.
I know, but I mean, it's like,
So you're marking it from the side from the
And it's going to back San Francisco up a little ways here. This will be a 2nd and long. And the line of scrimmage will be at the Chabot 37-yard line. So it now becomes a 2nd and 19 for San Francisco. About a minute into the fourth quarter of play here in Hayward tonight. Here is Cruz with the snap. He drops back, looks to the near sideline. A good catch there by Robinson Jr. at the near sideline. He's had a pretty nice game tonight for San Francisco. And he's marked down at the 28-yard line for Chabot. So essentially right back to where the original line of scrimmage was. So 9 yards on the play from Cruz to Robinson Jr. This now makes it 3rd and 10 back at the Chabot 28-yard line. Here's the snap. It's a handoff to Hurd. Tackled in the backfield. Good play there on the pursuit by Naomi Polatani. One of the rare moments that the Chabot defense was able to make any type of stop on this run game, because I'll tell you what, San Francisco has been feasting on the Chabot defense tonight. Loss of 1 on that play. The offense stays on the field, so they will go for it here. 12:48 left to go here in this one. Cruz in the shotgun. Got 4 wide receivers out on this formation. He looks over to the sideline for the play call. Cruz with the hand signal. He takes the snap. Looks to his left. Feels the pressure. Rolls out, and it's a completion to Robinson Jr. near the line of scrimmage. Nowhere near enough for a first down. And so a turnover, and Chabot gets the ball back at their own 29-yard line. And so the turnover on downs gives Chabot the ball back at their own 28-yard line. 12:26 left in this game, where Chabot would at least like to cut into this deficit a little bit here. Try to make the score at least somewhat more respectable. Kaka with the snap. Vaymau takes the handoff, trying to stretch it out the left side around the edge, and gets inside the 30. The ball looked to be loose there for a moment. There was a big commotion there by the San Francisco sideline, but Vaymau pushes his way to the 31-yard line, a gain of 3 on that run. And even any forward progress that the Chabot offense has had on the run game has been very hard-earned, because not a whole lot's been going on, and really anything that has been going on has been going right for Chabot tonight. Come up on 2nd and 7 here. 11:40 to go here in the fourth. It's been all San Francisco tonight. 40-7. Akaka with the play action. Lobs it for his receiver, and that is incomplete. That was intended for Daniel Gutierrez, the freshman receiver. That stops the clock with 11:33 to go. Now becomes a 3rd and 7. So trying to take some positive momentum away from this game, because, as I mentioned, next week they head up the peninsula to face College of San Mateo. 3rd and 7. Vaymau goes up the middle, spins off a tackler, tries to push forward to the 40. He may have enough for the first down. And they do give him forward progress to the 40, so a first down for Chabot. Some tough running from Vaymau as he continues to play quite hard on this one, even though this game has gotten very much out of hand. So 1st and 10 here. Carter and Gutierrez out wide left on this formation. Akaka in the pistol. Vaymau once again with the carry. And falls forward to the 43-yard line, a gain of 3 on that play. And tackle was made by Frederick Tompkins. We've been saying his name quite a bit tonight. But really, this whole defensive unit for San Francisco has been quite impressive tonight. 4 interceptions on the evening. 2 of them by linebacker Timote Finau. Could make a strong case for our FitPro GO player of the game. And a flag comes in from the San Francisco side of the field where the defensive unit was lined up, and I think that's a false start because everybody's backing up. It is indeed a false start, so 5-yard penalty against Chabot. So a 2nd and 7 becomes 2nd and 12. And the new line of scrimmage will be the Chabot 38-yard line. Kaka once again in the pistol. Hand out to Vaymau. Tries to stretch it out to the right side. And not a whole lot there as he gains 1 yard on that play. Tompkins once again with the tackle. Good sideline to sideline pursuit there by the freshman linebacker. Tompkins, of course, coming up to the Bay Area from Fresno, California, a Clovis West High School alum. Akaka with the snap, looks to his left, goes towards the far sideline, and has overshot his receiver. That is incomplete. Matthew Carter was the intended receiver. And that was Trenton Holloway, who was providing coverage over the top. So the 3rd down play goes for naught. We're now at 9:31 remaining here in the 4th quarter, and the punt team comes out once again for the Chabot College Gladiators. So Kaka is out to punt this one away. Holloway is back to field this punt at the 27-yard line. Very nearly blocked there, and Holloway waves this one off. He's going to let this one bounce this time and takes a Chabot roll down to the 24-yard line, and that's where Kyrie Harris picks it up. And so San Francisco, really at this point, their only goal is to try to get this clock run down as best they can. And given the way their ground game has been going tonight, that shouldn't be much of an issue. In case you were just joining us, we took an unofficial tally as to how much rushing yardage they had in the first half, and it was 211 as a team. And so Jacob Cruz is back out there at quarterback for San Francisco. And we got a new running back in there who is taking that carry there. And that is Savon Edwards, the running back who is carrying this one. And so it looks to be that the triumvirate of running backs, Anthony Hurd, Jamar Julian Jr., and DeMonte Alim, are probably done for the night with Savon Edwards checking in. And a lot of different faces here for San Francisco that are out there. A 1 yard gain there for Edward makes it 2nd and 9, 8:36 and counting to go here in this game. Cruz to the near sideline. It's complete at the 30. And pushes his way forward to the 32-yard line. And that completion was to Amin Oglesby. Oglesby, another San Francisco product from Sacred Heart Cathedral, so played alongside Anthony Hurd in college, in high school as well. 7-yard gain on that one. 3rd and 2 for San Francisco. Cruz, quick drop back. Ball is tipped in the air and is nearly intercepted by Chabot. That was nearly Avani Bailey who came up with the interception, the starting nickelback for Chabot. And so that incompletion stops the clock with 8 minutes left to go here in this one. And in a rare instance, the San Francisco punt team comes to take the field. The only other time that San Francisco punted, it was actually quarterback Ethan Bullock who sent this one away. This time, it's their designated punter Travis Benham who is out there for San Francisco now.
49 punter.
And Crankfield is back to return this one for Chabot. Benham skies this one, and Crankfield lets it bounce right to him to the 24. And Crankfield's going to try and make a little magic happen here to the 45, directing some traffic, and he is brought out of bounds near the 50-yard line. And that was Folasa Aitutofi who forced him out of bounds there, but Crankfield making a little something out of nothing there on that punt return.
They ran into the kicker.
And so a flag came in right at the end, and that looked to be for running into the kicker.
Same guy who interfered with their team.
And it looked to be that Marlon Torrance ran into the kicker, and you talk about people who've had a tough night there. I think you could put Marlon Torrance into that category. He's had 3 penalties just on special teams alone.
5 yards, first down.
And so because of that penalty, it now becomes 1st and 10 once again for San Francisco. It's a roughing the kicker penalty, and it's now 1st and 10 for San Francisco at their own 38. Ball squirts through Cruz's hands, and he has to come up with it and give himself up on that one. Back to the 28-yard line, so a little bit of a disaster there for San Francisco. A rare instance of something going wrong for them. There you can see this. The snap was very low and even bounced to Cruz. And it's a loss of 10 on that one. So San Francisco now 2nd and 20 at their own 28-yard line. One of the rare things that has gone wrong for San Francisco tonight, that's for sure. Cruz with the snap. Steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right this time, floats it, and what a catch there by the tight end, Demetrius Gutu. Gets inside the 45-yard line. Gutu's made a couple of nice catches tonight as he is brought down to the 46-yard line.
Balls at the 46. It's 18 yards. It should be 3rd and 2.
And so an 18-yard completion to Gutu makes it 3rd and 2 for San Francisco. Got a lot of different faces out there on both sides of the ball now. Clock continues to run, 6:28 and counting. Cruz back in the shotgun, looks to the far sideline. And it's another completion to Demetrius Gutu and another first down for San Francisco.
I did not, sorry.
And so now San Francisco sets up shop at midfield. 6 minutes remaining here in this one. Going with a 2 wide receiver set this time. 2 wide, 2 tight ends on this. And Savon Edwards with the carry goes forward to the 45-yard line. And you can see the San Francisco run offense is doing some nice work here tonight here in Hayward. 4-yard gain there for Edwards, and now makes it 2nd and 6. Clock continues to run here. 5.5 minutes to go until this one is over. And they credit the tackle to Mutasim Kutob. It's now 2nd and 6 now for San Francisco. There they are in the pistol. Savon Edwards with the carry. Tries to jitterbug his way through the line of scrimmage and gets 1 yard after all that. They're going to give him forward progress to the 44-yard line now. So it's a 3rd and 4 coming up here for San Francisco. Only objective really is to bleed out that clock. Coming up on 4:40 remaining here in this one. Here is Cruz in the shotgun. 3 wide in this formation. To sign rollout for Cruz. Tries to evade the pressure, and he cannot. That is a sack by Poki Palawaiohu all the way back in the San Francisco side of the field.
At the San Francisco, like 40.
And so with that loss, San Francisco put all the way back to their own 40-yard line, and the punt team comes out once again on this one. This is not the first time they've been out on this drive. Of course, the offense stayed out there thanks to a Marlon Torrance penalty. So Benham is ready to punt this one away. Crankfield back to return this one. Very high, shallow kick by Benham. But it does take a San Francisco bounce a little bit to the 36-yard line. Not a very good kick by Benham, though. So they will say it went out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So Chabot's offense will take over right at that spot. So with 3:46 remaining, I want to thank the rest of our NorCal Sports TV crew for this one. Our producer, Jason Green, and our cameramen tonight, Ryan Castaneda and Sean Wilkerson. And Chabot's offense back on the field. 3:46 left in this one. Akaka is still in the game. And a new running back in, and not a good introduction to this one there as San Francisco just swallowed him up whole on that one. And that was Vince Larson who took the carry. And essentially took one for the team there as Simon Leinauer made the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Leinauer actually hailing from Mainz, Germany. A little bit of an international flair on the San Francisco roster. In fact, they have a couple of players from Sweden as well. So 4-yard loss on that one. Now makes it 2nd and 14 for Chabot. Akaka rolling to his right, looking for Riggins downfield, and he could not make the catch. He was right at the 28-yard line and could not reel it in. Thompson was at least a few yards away from him. And if you want a microcosm for how this night has gone for Chabot, I think you can point to that play right there. My goodness. Alan Riggins with a chance to bring that one in and could not do so. And so this now makes it 3rd and 14. 2:58 to go. That could have been a big play there for Chabot. Here's Akaka, takes the snap, play action, looks over the middle of the field. Well, and almost a highlight reel catch from Gutierrez, and he could not reel it in, and now becomes 4th down and long. So a couple of potential big plays going for naught. It slips right through the hands of the receivers. And so a miscue by Riggins and a miscue by Gutierrez. A very frustrating night overall for the Chabot offense in really all phases of the game. It's been a very tough night here in Hayward. And so it looked like there was a personal foul against San Francisco. So moves Chabot up to the 49-yard line of San Francisco, and it's another 1st down. Larson takes the carry to the left side of the line, and he's promptly greeted by that San Francisco defensive front. So no gain on that one from Vince Larson, number 20 on Chabot. And tackle made by Mark Simon, the freshman defensive end. So no gain on that run makes it 2nd and 10 for Chabot, coming up on the final 2:20 of play here in the 4th quarter. Larson on the end around. And oh, what a big hit there by San Francisco. My goodness, Sincere Jackson made Vince Larson sure that he sincerely felt him. My goodness, Jackson just lowered the head and delivered the boom on that one. So 2-yard loss on that one. It's now 3rd and 12 for Chabot. Coming up on the final minute, 45 seconds of play. There is Akaka in the pistol. 2 wide to his left. And another run for Larson. Tries to bounce it to the outside. And stood up as he is crossing the line of scrimmage there. And once again, not a whole lot there for San Francisco. And San Francisco's making sure there's not a whole lot there. Lanique Wilkes making the tackle there for San Francisco. And so with this 4th down, the punt team for Chabot takes the field for potentially the final time tonight. And you'd have to think that once San Francisco gets the ball back, there will be a couple of kneel downs, and we will call it a night here. Roderick Gaskins Jr. back to return this punt here for San Francisco. And we have a whistle before the snap. Flags come flying in. It looks to be delay a game, and that is the call. So the clock stops at 43.9 seconds to go. And so with this one, Chabot will fall to 4-3 on the season, while San Francisco improves to 6-2. And they improved to 2-1 in league play, and they will leapfrog Chabot in the league standings, which is a big deal at this point. High snap to Akaka, and he skies this one away. Gaskins will watch this bounce in front of him, and Chris Washington will field it at the 26 to stop the clock. 35.6 seconds to go. And San Francisco's offense takes the field in what will presumably be a couple of kneel downs here. So it'll be a very nice bus ride home for the Rams from City College of San Francisco. There is Cruz out there. He takes the knee. And everyone's heading towards their respective sidelines, and that is going to do it from Hayward tonight. A very big statement win by City College of San Francisco. A 40-7 league victory over the Chabot College Gladiators here tonight in Hayward. So we're going to come back after a couple of minutes. We will wrap things up here from Hayward, California. Hopefully we will try to get a interview with our FitPro GO player of the game. We'll try to track that down for you. And we will wrap things up here from Hayward, California. So don't go away. We will be back here on NorCal Sports TV in just a few moments. College of San Francisco, 40-7 tonight over Chabot College. A very sterling effort by the entire defensive unit. One reason is for Timote Finau, the sophomore linebacker, 2 interceptions. At least half of the 4 that Chase Akaka threw tonight, but really overall a sterling effort. So, Timote, you are a FitPro GO player of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so just talk about how this whole week went. I mean, last week it was a very close win against Diablo Valley College. Came away with a big win there, but it seemed like this defense has been just humming along all season long. What was really the focus of getting ready for this matchup against Chabot this week?
I mean, we just focus on playing hard, just doing what we usually do. You know what I'm saying? We just knew what we had to do, especially coming off that close win against DVC. We knew we was better than that, so we just handled practice how we should all week, and we did what we did.
And overall, it just seemed like you had everything dialed in. The run game for Chabot wasn't really doing a whole lot tonight, and Chase Akaka is a very gifted quarterback. So to force him to throw 4 interceptions tonight, it's a very rare thing. So what did you what did you really see out there as the game was progressing? And just really, what can you say about all 3 levels of defense? Because the defensive line was getting a lot of good penetration up there, and the secondary was really playing very well tonight.
I mean, like you said, we already know that quarterback was a dynamic player. Obviously, he was the best player on our team. So we just know what we had to do on defense. We practiced it all week, scramble drill. We told our DBs that the play was going to be, they might have to cover their man 17 seconds because we knew that he could run around and make plays. So we just did what we had to do on defense.
There is also a phrase that is thrown around a lot. It's called complementary football. I think this probably summed it up best tonight. Because of the turnovers you guys created, you guys actually created 17 points off of that. Mm-hmm. So with the way the running game was going tonight, and they really just dominated the whole, first half especially. With the way you guys are going now, 6-2 overall, you leapfrog Chabot into league play, and still a lot of the remaining games coming up. How is the confidence level right now, especially because you dropped the tough one against Laney just a few weeks ago. Now you've run off a couple of big wins in league play at this point.
We are a very confident team. We know what we can do as a unit, but right now we're just focusing on beating every week one by one, every week, week by week. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to get better each week. We know that we still have a run for playoffs and we can still be state champions, and we just have no doubt in our mind that we won't be state championships at the end of this year.
I can tell you this much: that defensive effort tonight that wins you a lot of games, and a tough opponent like Chabot tonight is very well deserved. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much. Timote Finau, our FitPro GO player of the game. That will wrap things up here from Chabot College in Hayward. Once again, your final 40-7, City College of San Francisco over Chabot. Thank you very much for joining us for this broadcast on NorCal Sports TV. A good night to you from Hayward.